But I, Solomon, having heard this, said to the demon, Is that true that thou speakest? And he answered, It is true, O king. And I, on hearing that, bade them remove the demon, and that they should again bring before me the old man with his son. I bade them make friends with one another again, and I supplied them with food. And then I told the old man, after 3 days, to bring his son again to me here, and said I will attend to him. And they saluted me and went their way. And when they were gone, I ordered Orneus to be brought forward and said to him, Tell me how you know this. And he answered, We demons ascend into the firmament of heaven and fly about among the stars. And we hear the sentences that which go forth upon the souls of men, and forthwith we come. And whence by force of influence, or by fire, or by sword, or by some accident, we veil our act of destruction. And if a man does not die by some untimely disaster or by violence, then we demons transform ourselves in such a way as to appear to men and be worshipped in our human nature. Now I want you, we're reading the book of the Testament of Solomon. It's one of those apocryphal, type of texts, non-canonicals, you know what I'm saying? It just came up in the investigation, just digging on, I think somebody was digging on shooting stars. And, I think it was a Christian man trying to claim that all shooting stars are demons. And he don't have a dragonfly perspective, you know what I mean? What do we expect, But, we can see these things as we keep seeing over and over again when we talk dragon. It's like even Leviathan, they say in etymology, sometimes referred to as Satan. And how does HaWah's dragon in the book of Job, whom HaWah is just, enjoying being able to compare the greatness of, of the control, having control over this dragon. You say, if y'all can't put a hook through his mouth, y'all can't tame my dragon, how you gonna tame me? How you gonna deal with me, boss? You can't even tame my dragon. Can't even tame my Dracan, man. How you gonna deal with me? Good point. Yeah, they've been trying to tame the dragon, so a lot of times they refer to them as demons, and it's kind of been a cold word through the investigation. I ain't really paid attention to this Testament of Solomon, but as this Christian man was trying to use this to prove that all these falling stars are demons that got, as it says, let's get it back. It says, we demons ascend into the firmament of heaven. Let me get it. Firmament of heaven, and fly among the stars, and we hear the sentences which go forth upon the souls of men, and forthwith we come, and whether by force of influence or by fire. And again, think about dragons instead of some mythologicals, demon figure, some whatever, crazy looking, whatever. Just think about dragons. And remember, just like there's an angel, a battle of good and evil that they make in Christianity and Islam, and it's always good and evil. Good angels, bad angels, right? In Islam, they call them Dajjal, right? There's good dragons, there's bad dragons. There's dragons that choose up, there's dragons that choose down. The whole angelic war situation is always about a dragon on dragon war. And we see the more and more war because we all had the dragons popping off. And that's just becoming an obvious thing. Instead of guardian angels, think about guardian dragons. Holy angels, seraphim. Remember the seraph? Seraph means burning ones. We're talking fiery ones. So don't make no separation between what we're talking demon, what they saying demon, and dragon, just for the sake of investigation. Let's just go on investigation. Shalak, we're talking a lot. Shalak, man. For the sake of investigation, let's just have an investigation. This is Drop Nation, man. We never claimed to have to prove to know anything. But since they've been lying, we are entitled to go on our own investigation. And you've been on it with us, and we've been surfing away with you. All right, so, I never really read the Testament of Solomon. Christian man brought it up, talking about fallen stars, right? But let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. All right, so firmament of heaven, fly among the stars. We hear the sentences which go forth upon the souls of man, or I guess the judgments, and forthwith we come, and whether by force or of influence or by fire, right, saraf, or by sword, or by some accident, we veil our act of destruction. So remember, HaWah can send dragons like Numbers 21 on your head bone, right? Huh? Am I making this stuff? Am I making stuff up? Flying fiery serpents, right? But think about these fiery flying serpents being angels. Huh? What they would call angels. And these are really, dracons, dragons, however you want to say. I'm not talking about just a reptile situation. I'm talking energy, frequency, and vibration. Dragon of the five elements, six elements, however elements. Fire, water, ether. All the elements. We're just talking elemental magic, right? So just like HaWah sent fiery serpents down in Numbers 21 as a curse, because Israel started talking, real crazy, started doubting the Creator, started cursing the Creator, you know what I mean? Then they got dealt with because the Creator was hooking them up the whole time. And they got dealt with dragons, you know what I mean? Seraph, burning one. Isaiah chapter 6, these heavenly, holy seraphim, highest order of angels, with six wings, my naga, singing holy, holy, to HaWah, in the throne room of HaWah. That's where you come from. You come from the throne. That's why our frequency got to be up. Got to control our frequency. They're trying to distract us and all this nonsense, man. Technology, social media. Take a step back. Numbers ain't mattering at all, man. It's frequency, man. Don't get caught up in numbers. Don't get caught up in the matrix. Don't get caught up in the algorithm. Numbers don't matter. It's your frequency, man. Keep the code. Very simple, right? When has it been done as a community? We're going to talk code. We're going to talk code because they talking code, man. Because they talking judgments, right? Or by fire, or by sword, or by some accident, we veil our act of destruction. So are these fiery flying serpents sin as an act of destruction? You think these demons are functioning separate than the Creator? That's just, look, man. Let me tell you how this really goes. This illusion of seclusion is an illusion. This battle of good and evil is playing out to like a sports game in a coliseum. But outside that coliseum, everything is already ordered up. What they call Satan is just the goon of your father's house, of your mother's house. You know what I'm saying? It's the goon that gets you back in check once you're out of code. He comes to check you. You call it the adversary. It's a frequency. It's a frequency war because you've been out of code. So you've been allowed for them to invade and search you out and capture you and do all this stuff and play this role because we opened the door by not being MHOE, most high over everything, Paul. You have guardian dragons by nature. It's natural. By law, love to the Khan, doing great work. Go dig on the Khan natural. He's going to bring you even deeper, man, into the ether flow, man. So ThaWaDa to the con, man. We're just talking about being natural by law. And by nature, you have protecting energy, frequency, vibration. Can we get a con? Can we get a con? We got protective energy, frequency, and vibration when we protect our brothers and sisters, not kill, not steal, take each other's land and families. Like, this is what we're talking about, man. Let's not lose track. None of us is perfect. I've never claimed to be a perfect code keeper, man. You know, you want to count all my fallacies and count them up. But I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? True sign of a con, man, is how many times you can bounce back, you know, stand up, you know, take accountability, man. You know what I mean? Do something different. Keep the water flowing. Keep the fire burning. But you got to keep the code so that you can have a dragonfly perspective and say, is these demons really dragons? And we're talking to, yeah, look, all these demons or dragons that's supposed to be, you know, all in work for the creator at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really going head up with the superior creator of all power of all power. Like, nobody's crazy. But the illusion is that there's some angel and demon war and it's this versus that. Like, nah, man. Even them demons is gonna have to choose up. Because they are in captivity, you know, believe it or not, they're in captivity. Until you start worshiping all these hijacks, they're in captivity. And we read that in the Owaspy Bible, man. He said all these hijacks, they're in captivity until the last Naga stop worshiping that hijack. The hijack is in captivity. So that hijack is praying for you to stop worshiping all these false gods and images and stuff so that this hijack can get out of hijack jail. You know what I'm saying? The creator got this stuff bound up, locked up. Everything's in order. So once you're in order, everything works for you, even these so-called demons. And this is what this whole story is about, where Solomon has control over these demons or these dracons. He got now control over the fiery flying serpents, the same ones that came to curse in code, you know what I'm saying, can work for you, God. So I don't know the power of all this magical ring stuff. Now it's starting to sound like Marvel. Now it's starting to feel like Marvel. Magical rings, magical mirrors. But the truth may sound stranger than fiction, boss. All right, my nigga, I'm trying to stay on track. I'm just obviously popping off, man. Let's keep reading. I therefore, having heard this, glorified the Lord. They say God, all right, creator. All right. And again, I questioned the demon or dragon, saying, tell me how you can ascend into heaven, being demons, and amidst the stars and holy angels intermingle. And he answered, just as things are fulfilled in heaven, so also on earth are fulfilled the types of all of them, for there are principalities, authorities, world rulers, and we demons fly about in the air, and we hear the voices of the heavenly beings and survey all the powers, or dragons, right? And as having no ground basis on which to alight and rest, we lose strength and fall off like leaves from trees. And men seeing us imagine that the stars are falling, whew, from weakness, or excuse me, from heaven. But it is not really so, O King, but we fall because of our weakness and because we have nowhere anything to lay hold of. We can't grab hold of nothing as we fallen. Wait, don't this sound like a dragon? Kind of like the dragon in the Garden of Eden that was cursed to have to be on his belly, be like a serpent crawl on his belly. But what was this snake doing before it was cursed to be on his belly? Was he a flying snake? Did he tap dance? I mean, we thought all snakes were crawling. But this snake, apparently that was the curse, his curse, that he couldn't fly no more, right? This dragon now couldn't fly no more. It just had to, you know, crawl around on his belly on the dust, right? So, in other words, it's like getting your wings clipped, like they showed us in the angel stories. When there's a bad angel, he gets his wings clipped. You ever see those movies? I forgot that movie, man. Was it Bill Murray in that movie? Somebody. Yeah, they got their wings clipped. So the dragons also can lose their wings as evidenced in the book of Genesis, right? And let's say you're a dragon that goes against the code somehow, has to get punished by HaWah, and you lose your wings mid-flight. You don't know when you're going to lose your wings. You probably doubting you might lose your wings, but you lose your wings. And now you're like a star falling, a star with a tail, bearded with tangled locks. Now you just falling, boy. All right. Or, we're just talking, specific situations, and other so-called fallen stars are just dragons going warp speed. I don't know, Bo. This is an investigation. It's really interesting, though. Are they getting their wings clipped mid-flight? I don't know. I don't see no crash sites, though. So I don't know if I really, I don't know how to vibe to it, man. Y'all let me know. I don't see no crash. I don't see no crash sites of these meteors, these comets, of these fallen dragons. Maybe they can't be seen. I don't know. Just got me popping off. It says we lose strength and fall off like leaves from trees, and men seeing us imagine that the stars are falling from heaven. But it is not really so, O King. We fall because of our weakness and because we have nowhere anything to lay hold of, and so we fall down like lightning. Wow. We fall down like lightning and in the depth of night, and suddenly, and we set cities in flames and fire the field. So maybe they can't find the etheric dragon body, but they wonder how these big fields get set on fire. I don't know. The stars have firm foundation in the heavens like the sun and the moon. So flat drop 101, flat drop 101. We've been talking about the firmament of heaven, right, earlier. The firmament. Oh, they ain't gonna let me. All right, okay. The firmament of heaven. And now we're talking about the stars have a firm foundation in the heavens like the sun and the moon. So however it's happening with these wings getting clipped situation, we are getting some flat drop 101 that there's a firmament, there's an enclosure, and the stars have firm foundation in the heavens, not outside, not out, right? There's in, a naga, and there's out, okay? We're talking about having firm foundations in the heaven, like the sun and the moon. Now, real quick, again, this is the abstract I pulled up. I'll leave the link. Testament of Solomon, son of David, who was king in Jerusalem and mastered and controlled all spirits of the air, on the earth, under the earth. My naga, you talking dragons if I ain't ever knew nothing else. Or else, what spirit you talking about? What spirit we talking about, boss? What spirit we talking about with the Moorish magic and Leviathan magic and all that? They tapping in the dragon spirit, my naga. Dragon energy. This is alchemy, unknown substance type of talk. I'm talking Kanienshio, the dragon slayer. Coming together of opposites, boss. Now we're talking alchemical dragons and alchemical serpents. Get the drop. This ain't no play. Wow. Loud wow. Slow down drop. You drop it too fast, man. Let me take a little sip of high quality H2O. Y'all been eating your fruit. Y'all got your H3O. We surfing the wave. That's all we doing. Relax, man. Enjoy the wave. Be calm. Tranquilo. Calming. Try to take like a deep breath, about 5 seconds, right through your nose. I know there's a lot of hijack in the atmosphere. We can't get no fresh breath like we want to, but I promise you the ether still exists. and you need that ether, man, to power up, man. So take a deep breath, 5 seconds. Try to exhale for like 5 seconds. Clear your lungs, all my nuggets, Make sure you do breath work, clear your lungs, man. Breath work is life, man, right? So learn to breathe. It's an art form. We take it for granted, right? But HaWah say, don't take my name in vain. That's part of the code is the breath, right? Which is the HaWah. To not take HaWah in vain is to not take your own breath of security in vain. Don't put vanity on your breath. Don't put vanity on your security, boss. Every Baruch is a breath. Every breath is your Amah. Proverbs chapter 8. We're about to get it. We're about to get it. Like it's the first time, man. Because we need it as we go into our new year. We need to be, our feet need to be grounded. You know what I'm saying? We've been flying, but we need to also be grounded, one with the earth as the earth is making transitions, right? And we need to be one with this frequency. We want to be a part of this flow. And we're tired of missing out, right? So this is a great time. Everybody know it. Everybody feel it. It's a great time. You might feel like it's your darkest moment, but it's your greatest moment. It's the moment you're gonna be remembered forever for. Man, having my droplets watch Rocky, man. Go watch Rocky, man. Telling, hey, look, man. He's remembered for taking 4,000 straight shots to the head bone and still getting up. Still getting up, man. No matter how many shots to the head bone. And I know you've been taking shots to the head bone, too. We've been taking shots to the head bone. How many times we gonna get up, man? Do-do-do. Do-do. All right, let me stop before they flag me and say, copyright. He sung the Rocky song. All right, man, look. It's our time, right? So let's connect this stuff in real time. So, of course, we're talking Prester John. Of course, we're talking son of Dawid. We're talking Solomon. Let's get on this Testament of Solomon again. This is what they call pseudepigraphical. Pseudepigraphical, all right, which they call falsely attributed works by who, right? It's like fact checkers. It's like they're experts, right? Who are their experts to say what's canonical and what's non-canonical? And when they say kana, we're just talking the ka. We're talking the ka. We're talking the Prester. So they ain't gonna give you the drop on the Prester. They ain't gonna give you the drop on Soliman, right? They ain't gonna give you the drop on the Emperor Soli, Raja Chola II, Jadarai. They ain't gonna give you no drop on the Emperor Soli, boss. The priest king. Prester means priest. John means king. The Pantheon. John. We're gonna get on these cholas again. Shalak. So he's the father of Solomon, right? Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. We're doing some, just enjoying the flow, man. Just enjoying the flow. A lot of talking, though. So, all right, his pops is Prester John now. Investigating. We're saying what if. I'm not saying these are hard hits, but these are pretty sharp hits, you know what I mean? We've been digging on this, a lot of this certain links for years. Finding them again, they take them down, PDFing them ourselves and all that. You literally got to go, screenshot, all this stuff, right? Because it says so much. They ain't always going to add us around for us to come back to. Now, is it possible? I'm just saying, is it possible? Factoring in the 3 major chronological time shifts. Love to Anatoly Firmament, the Russian chronographer, has been reconstructing, the real timeline. Out in Russia, who says there's been at least 3 major chronological time shifts. 333 years, 1,054 years. We keep saying it, right? I got to keep saying it to remember. In another time shift, almost 1,800 years, 1,778 years. All right? That's on average based on these mathematical computations that they're making. You know what I'm saying? Using astrological projections and everything. They're saying, there's been 3 major. Now, there's lots of minor ones, but major chronological time shifts. Listen to me, Khan. That means that the same King Solomon that we read about in the BCs, if you put the 1,800 years back, or specifically the 1,778 years back, according to Anatoly Firmament, and put your ass right back around this time period. Right back here, boss. Get over here, right? Scorpion here. Get over here. So much. It's such a magical time, this 1200s. This 1100s. These dark ages, right? Where we know nothing in public school education. They're giving us no hard facts. But it's falling in this time period of the forbidden histories of the Americas and really the whole world. Because King David was the king of the earth, my naga. He ain't no just king of some little tribes in Israel. He's Kandawi. That's why the Ethiopians, they understand the power of this lineage. I'm saying? They got their vibe to it. They're highly Selassie. They're, you know, uh, they got like a Sheba connection. I forgot what they call it. It starts with an M. It's going to come to me later. But they understand the Prester flow. You know what I mean? The Christians always refer to their JC as son of David, son of David. So they're always bringing up David. The Muslims got this Dajjal, character who really seems to fit this prophecy of David coming back. But remember, David, when you recon these 1200s or 1100s, this David figure is slicing and dicing all these Muslim situations and Islam situations up. He's slicing and dicing the Christians. He's the Khan of the Hebrew. He ain't rocking with the Christians. He ain't rocking with the Muslims. He has a different power. They're not all worshiping the same power, boss. I know we try to say that in 2024. Oh, all religions are worshiping the same power. No, they're not, boss. No, they're not. I know it hurts to hear that, but no, you're not. I know you feel you are, but no, you're not. That's why you can't leave it alone. That's why you can't put them all down and just return to the Creator only. That's it. Pray in the name of the Creator or to the Creator only. And put all the other stuff you learn, just try it. Just try it. Try having a direct flow, direct connection to HaWah. See what it does for you. MHOE, man. That is our unity. You know what I'm saying? That's how you bring the tribe together, the tribes together. That's how we can all say, you know what? I was raised this and I was raised that, but I'm just going to keep this Exodus 20. I'm just going to keep these 10 commandments. I'm just going to keep the code. First, no rule number 1, no power before me, right? No other gods. Don't say someone came in my name and was me in the flesh. Come on, man. We getting sacrificed. We getting crucified. The clone saints getting crucified. The indigenous cons everywhere being crucified. What makes that one crucifixion change anything? How does it stop us from keeping the code? How does that mean we can't keep the code now that the Shabbat, the day of rest, has no value anymore because JC came? How does not resting help the hijack? Because now you ain't resting, my nigga. Now you weak if you ain't resting. How does resting help the children of Israel? It establishes solidarity, unity, and you can take a united breath. 6 days you work, 7th day you rest. You telling me JC come and now no Christians keep the Shabbat? Ain't one biblical scripture saying to go to church on a Sunday? I wait. We say that's Babylonian, you're worshiping the sun god on a Sunday, on the first day of the week, which is Sunday. Ain't no biblical scripture saying gather at this building on a Sunday. Where's this coming from, my Christian brothers and sisters? Stop it, man. MHOE. Most out of everything. Teach your tribe how to rest. Teach your tribe how to put no vanity on HaWah, on their breath, on their existence. With their thoughts, control their thoughts, their speech, no murmuring, no backbiting. Get the covetous out their heart, bro. No false witnessing, no adultery. Keep your oaths, motherfucker. No matter how long it takes, man, keep your oaths. Honor your frame and your shape of your mother and your father. These are our commandments. This raises our frequency. All that other stuff is distraction if we ain't doing our vibe, our law, our code. What's a Jedi without his order, man? What's a Judah without your code? My point is, whatever they're saying is happening in the BCs can easily be happening right here in the same time period. And it is a possibility that this Solomon is the Solomon. And that this Prester is the David, who comes from a long line of Davids. And we done clicked it, went back and back. And this is not the first David. So even that story is like halfway given to us. You know, we ain't really given the real lineage that's coming behind the Khan Dawi and why, you know, he's anointed Khan, right? After Saul, after the reign of King Saul, Israel wanted a king. HaWah gave us a Khan. And just so that we don't doubt it later, we know that we got multiple witnesses telling us that we're going to be searching for a Khan. Searching for a Khan. And HaWah said unto me, go yet love a woman, beloved of her friend, and an adulteress, even as HaWah loves the children of Israel, though they turn into other gods. To this day, and love cakes of raisins, so I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and a homer barley, and a half homer barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt sit solitary for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. You're giving your soul away for fame, for money, for the streets, for him, for her, for them. Thou shalt sit solitary for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not be any man's wife, nor will I be yours. So you're in limbo, boss. If you're in a time period that HaWah is not yours, oh boy, you're in hell. Remember we asked that question, are we in hell, boy? Yep, there's technology in hell. They're coming out with some new Google glasses in hell. You could fall in love in hell. You can do all this stuff in hell. Because you ain't got your land, boss. You ain't in heaven. You're invaders in heaven. Your heaven ain't their heaven. It can't be. The invaded's heaven cannot be the invader's heaven. Can you please make that make sense for us? You want us to forget America's a melting pot? Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. What you mean? I want my granddaddy wallet, man. It's still my granddaddy wallet. You gonna keep it in your family? Oh, this is... I got this from a little Indian man. You stole my granddaddy wallet, man. And now it's in your house. Why? Because we played the harlot. So they got our granddaddy wallet because we played the harlot. HaWah said, you ain't going to be nobody else's. You ain't going to be married to nobody else. And I'm not going to be married to you right now, man. We're going to separate. And when we separate, that's when they invade us. Search us out. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28, right? Doom Diverses, 1452, right? This is what happened during the separation. You know, two people separate. You're like, man, what happened when we wasn't together, boss? You're like, look, I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen, children of Israel. You're not going to play the harlot while we separate. Thou shalt not be any man's wife, nor will I be there. We ain't saying eye to eye, but you definitely ain't going to be playing in that sandlot over there. Oh, boy. So now can't nobody help us. Can't nobody lift us out of this. I don't care who they try to sell you on. You got to come after the creator. You can't play the harlot. What can I say? Hey. And then one day you realize it's time, you know. It's time to see clearly. It's time to keep the code. It's time to have a dragonfly perspective. Killing each other don't feel the same. While we were under that spell, we didn't feel nothing, but we're starting to feel it now. If you still like killing just to kill, you just a killer. I mean, that's just what it is. And that's a path you have to walk. You know what I'm saying? But we've been under a spell, man. You know, it's not too late to push that peace, but you know, you gotta push that shalom though, you know. You gotta push the shalom, the peace with the creator. And all the creator asks us is don't kill each other, don't steal, don't be jealous of each other. Like he's telling his children how to get along. And if we can't get along, we get back into solitary, boss. Because Israel shall sit solitary many days. July, man, without a king. So we can't talk Prester. We can't talk Queen Khalifa shit. We can't talk none of this, no royal talk while you in solitary. You think you're having sacrificing lamb in hell? Who told you to sacrifice lamb in hell? You need to keep the code in hell. You need HaWah to hear you like he hears David in Psalms 18. Comes down with smoke out of his nose and fire out of his mouth. Sounds like a dragon. I'm just saying it sounds like a dragon. Sound like the creator took a dragon type of form when he's in battle time, right? When mama's in battle time, we're talking mama dragons, papa dragons. We're talking dragons everywhere, all right? We're having a dragonfly perspective, talking to my dracons, man, all right? Everybody else can get out the room. Only my cons can be here right now, all right? I know, Hijack, I let you linger sometimes just so you know it's real, just so you can go back to your master and he can say, all right, good. I'll report that like I did in the book of Job, chapter 2, when I was late to the meeting. When I was late to the meeting, gotta get it like it's first time. Got to get it like it's the first time. When I was late to the meeting, boss. Y'all think it's play? It's Prester John. Welcome to Prester John installment number 130. My Naga. I know y'all been surfing the wave, man. My bad. I forgot to tell y'all was enjoying the Prester John moment. If you didn't know by now. AIT. Wow. Yeah, Prester 130 should feel like this. Smooth as eggs. Everything should be coming together. It's not about the new information. It's not about being on an information superhighway. It's about being late to the meeting, boss. Ain't no time, only the way. That's what it's about, man. It's about Job, man. Ask the Templar, man. Templar up. Go dig on the Templar, man. All my cons got amazing channels, man. Amazing classrooms. So it's so much Baruch that these trees are bearing fruit of HaWah. You know, all of us are seeds of HaWah. We try our best. We do our best to, make sense in the vibration that my cons can enjoy, because this should be a time for you to enjoy getting out of captivity. We got to start with, spiritual captivity, mental captivity. Then you could talk physical captivity. But your mind, you know, your thoughts, right, control your reality. And if you think you a homeborn slave and this is all you know, this is the best you could do, all right, this is the best form you could take, my nigga. This is your battle form. If that's what you think, then you're going to be trapped in it, man. But we raising our vibration. We realizing that the adversary works for the creator, right? So when they talk demon, when I get back to this testimony of Solomon drop, when they talk demon, they're just talking Satan, right? Or those that work for Satan, right? The dragons that work for this dragon, again, it fell upon a day that the sons of HaWah came to present themselves before HaWah, and Satan came also among them to present himself before HaWah. Does it sound like they're at war, boss? You hear World War 13 popping up? Is there a dragon war popping up? Is there an angelic war happening? Is it angels and demons fighting like it says in Christianity? I think they're giving us fake ops because they the op. They want us to focus on angels and demons when they're the hijack that's presenting this information to us. Yeah, man. Oh, switcheroo. All the times with a good magician, you got to watch the other hand. What is you not telling me? Satan is late to the meeting, man. And HaWah said it to Satan, where you coming from, boss? From whence comest thou? And Satan answered HaWah and said, from going to and fro in the earth, boss. From walking up and down in it, boss. And HaWah said to Satan, hey, man, you consider my servant Job, that there's none like him in the whole earth? A wholehearted and upright man, one that fears HaWah, shuns evil. So that there was no more conversation about being late. He just said, hey, we have a situation. I got a thought for you. I got a proposal. Now, why was Job being hit with this proposal? Was Satan being hit about this Job proposal? What's the real reason behind it? That's for a while to reveal. But he hit Job with some things. We got to read the book of Job. And Job, just proved his uprightness, man, and righteousness, man. And, let us know that no matter what we hit with, we just got to keep the water flowing, man. And you're going to find greener pastures, man. You're going to find sunshine. You're going to get out that tunnel you feel like you're in, that darkness, yada, yada, yada. And that's going to be eternal because you're proven. This is a proven ground. You came from paradise for this proven ground. You came to help others through this proven ground, my nigga. Satan was late to the meeting, bro. They throwing Satan around like Satan ain't nothing right now. He's just late to the meeting. He's presenting himself before, right, HaWah. HaWah's not presenting himself before Satan, right? Satan is presenting himself before HaWah. Now again, Satan just means adversary. And I'm going to get back to seek, because we're trying to seek clearly, seek, right? Seek out. What does it mean to seek HaWah? What is Satan? First of all, Prester 130, we need some clarity around here. We need some clarity. All right, proper name of the supreme evil. But if this evil so supreme, if he's such a great adversary, I mean, you gonna just have to make it make sense why he late to the meeting, boss. Why he late to the meeting? Can we just have a moment to make this shit make sense? It seems like the interpretation is a little off when it comes to Christianity. It seems like the hijack created a hijack to distract from where the hijack is really hijacking from and create an adversary when they are the adversary. Who's a greater adversary than the hijack that invaded you, boss? Can we just have a sensible moment for one sensible second? Who's a greater hijack than the hijack that invaded you, searched you out, vanquished, and did everything in Doom verses 1452? Who's a greater hijack than the Confederacy, Psalm 83? And all these tribes that are confederate against us, and once we were, harlots, right? Playing the harlot, we then got put in solitary. HaWah said, nope, you ain't. I won't be yours for a minute. And they're going to be able to do whatever the heck they want to do. They throw Satan everywhere. Again, even Con Levi gets thrown this title. Man, I don't understand. I don't understand. You're like, slow down, drop. You drop it too for me. Maybe I am overdropping. Maybe I am, man. I've learned to accept it. I am overdropper. All right, I'm an overdropper. Am I overdropping? Here we're gonna put that. We're gonna yeah. Just look out for us, man. MHO. Hey, Ma, we gotta come out with the overdropper, man. Are you overdropping? Levi, back to the book of Job, right? He's kicking it. They're saying, oh, maybe a crocodile, man. Come on, man. Come on, boy. See what the hijack do. He's kicking it, being described as HaWah's plaything, right? And then we talked about the sacrifices of Leviathan, which the firmament, the canopy, the tent can also be Leviathan scales. We even talked about, is the firmament Leviathan scales, right? Just this dragon. Since this dragon is twisting, it's a coiling, twisting dragon. It doesn't mean it has a bad, twisted attitude, like the Christians try to say. Oh, this twisted serpent, Leviathan. You talking about HaWah's dragon, you better chill. We're talking about the law, right? HALal. But he sometimes happens to be regarded as a form of Satan. Come on, Paul. You know why? You know why? Because in the book of Revelations, they got the red dragon with 6 heads, just like Leviathan got, 7 heads, just like Leviathan got 7 heads. So you got a seven-headed dragon Leviathan and a reproduction, a duplication, a phantom dragon that is not real Levi, but fake Levi. That Michael now goes to war with this dragon, and the book of Revelation, all this stuff happens, right? So now he's sometimes regarded as a form of Satan, this adversary that was going to slay the Christ child, slay baby JC. Well, we're talking about baby Zeus. Yeah, baby Zeus. Because the new test came with a new hero. So now, with this new hero, you don't got to keep Shabbat. You don't got to keep the code. JC died for you. Just love JC and you're good. Go through JC. You must know the Son to get to the Father, right? You can't just know your Creator like David did. Like David did. Like the cons do. I have to go through JC to reach my framer and shaper. My mother? My father? Seemed like we being hijacked. Seemed like Leviathan being hijacked. Huh? By what they're calling an adversary. In Hebrew, we're just talking to adversary. I'm saying, who's a greater op than the one who plots against another? Now that don't sound so mystical no more. It seems like people we talking about. Not one color, not white people, not black people. I'm talking tribal war, my nigga. Wake up, open your eyes, man. It's tribal war on your hip. And the only way out is to keep the code. It's that simple. But will we do it? And look how devil, when you switch those V's back to W's, it's really ThaWaDa. I'm out of here, boss. I'm out of here. Ping, pow. Hey, can I get a... I ain't asked you this whole time, but can I get a body bag for the illusion in the comments section, man? What? We see how they flipped us, man. Leviathan became Satan. Now, David, ThaWaDa, he became devil. I'll be. And then he became the Islam Dajjal, their Antichrist. He's he's the Antichrist of Christianity. He's Dajjal in Islam, and in English, he's the devil. The ThaWaDa. Come on, man. This is crazy talk. But we're just talking Diablos, which is just talking about fire. Diablo, right? Diabolo. Literally one who throws something across the path of another. You mean like X marking the spot? You mean like an intersecting line? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just, overdropping, man. Maybe, but this gotta make sense to you, my nigga, because you drop nation. We're talking about one who plots against another is Satan. So who's the king plotter, man? Let's get back to Seek. Who would be the king plotter, man, right? And who does HaWah tell us to seek in the last days or end of day? Who's the king plotter? Satan is late to the meeting. He's the hired goon of the house to be the king plotter, to plot against your destruction or whatever he got to plot. He's even being asked to plot against Job. Have thou considered my servant Job? There ain't no one like him on the whole earth, wholehearted, upright. He fears me, shuns evil, and he still holds steady. He still holds fast his integrity, although thou didst move me against him to destroy him without cause. Man, so Satan wanted him out of here, man. Satan wanted, Job up out of here. He wanted HaWah to destroy him without cause. Imagine the power to even be able to tell the Creator what he should maybe do. That's how close HaWah has Satan. You know what I'm saying? in the war room. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a close connection here. You ain't talking about no ops. And not if he's late to the meeting, man. So who's really opposing who? If this opposition is creating opposition, not for no permanent situation, but because we're in a proving ground and we're at war. and only to the unwise do they seem to die. In the wisdom of Solomon, right? And Satan answered HaWah and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life, but put forth thy hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, surely he will blaspheme thee to your face. And HaWah said unto Satan, behold, he's in your hand, man. Only spare his life, man. Don't be on no play, man. So he said, all right, so I'm the king plotter. It's an agreement. The plot against you is agreed upon. How do you unagree it? Well, you got to seek. Seek what? Seek who? After this time, that HaWah's not going to be yours, and you ain't allowed to even, play the harlot, meaning no one can buy you, right? No one can return you. No one can save you, right? Except the Creator. For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days. Jacob's trouble. Without king, you ain't heard of having a king. You're used to presidents and vice presidents of a corporation. Only presidents and vice presidents relate to corporations, a business. You don't have a king anymore. You don't have a hope of having a king. Everybody want to be king, right? HaWah knew that, so HaWah had multiple witnesses as to who will be the Khan of Khans, right? So we don't have to argue with no other whoever. You know what I'm saying? We know. And they're not pushing it, so we know no. Because they're not telling us this. They don't read this scripture in church. But this is Hosea or Joshua. Which one, right? Which one? Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek HaWah. So the first thing you do is seek. Bang. What does it mean to seek? Let's get it like it's the first time. To seek, to go in search or a quest of. So what are you in search of? What have you gone on a quest of? Have you been seeking yourself? Everyone says, I'm trying to find myself. Are you seeking your source? What are you, right? Who created you, right? What consciousness are you tapped into? What frequency are you in? Are you seeking out HaWah? To seek HaWah is to seek the code of HaWah. This is Prester 130, so we got to be talking code. Or else what are we doing it for? What are we doing it for? New information? You need to learn how to connect the information you've been digging on. Because if you don't have no intersecting lines, no connectivity, then you ain't popping off. You don't have no chakras, right? Exodus 20 got us in code. To seek peace with your mother or your father of your house, you got to listen, man. You got to come with honor. If you don't come with honor, if you ain't, paying your respect, if you ain't coming respectful, mama's looking at you like, boy, you must be thoughtless. You must not have a thought in your head if you're going to come disrespectful with your chin up with way too much bravado. Way too much bravado. Now you talking back. Now you don't look me in the eye no more. You can't be at peace with your parents if you ain't listening. You can't be at peace with HaWah if you ain't listening. It's real simple, man. All your excuses don't, you still ain't listening. Imagine training, whatever you training, martial arts, this and that, and you ain't listening to the coach. When you training basketball, you ain't listening. How can you be on the floor? You ain't even running the play. You ain't running the play. How you gonna be a quarterback but you ain't listening? Offensive coordinator. How can he be an offensive coordinator if he ain't listening to whoever he got to listen to? You have an energy, a frequency to listen. Certainly I will be with you, Moshe. He's giving the code right here, Exodus 3. And this shall be a token unto thee that I have sent thee when thou hast brought forth the people out of bondage, Egypt. You shall serve HaWah upon this mountain. And Moses said unto HaWah, Behold, when I come into the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers has sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And HaWah said unto Moshe, I am that I am, or HaWah HaWah, to exist. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent you. So HaWah has sent you. I love, digging on it, man. This is what it means to seek. That's why we on Prester 130. It's not just King David. Nah, first we gotta understand. We didn't understand the connection, the connection that we understand today in Prester number 1. And you can go, we got the full playlist. I'll link it to y'all. So just surf the wave, even if you've been there before, surf it again. So you can really appreciate the journey. Like, we didn't really know what we were really searching for. We were just on a quest. HaWah had us on a quest. We started to seek. We didn't know why we were seeking. We didn't really understand the search at that time. And now we're in 130 and we're just beginning to, peak into an understanding. You know what I'm saying? And we have so far to go. Oh, sorry, boss. I just want the lexicon, boss. I just want the lexicon. I ain't trying to, tap into no dark web here. Right, so HaWah in the Yiddish became Aya. Sound like the avatar, Awa or Awa. You know, if you speaking this, you know you got some digging to do. HaWah. And they make you click it a couple times. They start you with the 1961 to fall out because this is what happens when you're out of code. This is what we're talking about. When HaWah is no longer yours, when that separation happens, Hosea 3, the harlotry, HaWah falls out with you. Now you're in the hands of the hijack. Now you're in the hands of the prime plotter, the adversary, right? Well, let me click on it. But we've done it before, man. You surf the wave here, it brings you to the original H1961. It brings it into existence. You know what I mean? So they say 1961. Yeah, they trying to slow us down. They always, we always got to breathe through it. Never we popping off. Here come the hijack city. All right, let me see. I'm trying to bring up the OG 1961 so you could just see how they throw you off first, But it's really, with a dragonfly perspective, you got to know, all right, these are all functions. These are Hebrew verbs with multiple functions. And this HaWah, which became Heya or Aya, uh, you know, has a function of falling out with you, of existing with you, of establishing you, or breaking your ass in half, if you are out of code. Simple as that. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. So they drop you off originally again in the haze. And this is just seeking. We're just seeking. To seek HaWah is to seek the name, right? It's to seek the code. Same thing. The name is the code, and the code is the name. It's your breath, it's your security. The code is your breath, the code is your security. You look at all these different meanings, right? Existed, exhausted, extended. To be, to become, appear, surely come to pass. This is all just one primitive Hebrew root verb, has become. Committed, belong, where you belong. Where you belong to me. That's all the Creator want to know. Let's just see what else they got. I like to go left and right sometimes. There's always some hidden meanings they like to put in there. They change it up a little bit. Oh, I remember we dug on this. We went like all the way down, and all these had to do with something about praising. You know what I mean? It's with this ha as a prefix, as breath, to the hey, yeah. Then you got H1962. Now you got calamity. I wonder what happens when you're out of code. My nigga. Yeah, we still talking about the same HaWah. But now you chose to exist in the matrix, right? Now you got calamity. Now you got presidents and vice presidents. So when people see this, they say, oh, you're praising calamity. Well, we're causing calamity. We're causing our parents to whoop our ass, right? Our ass kicked. Because we caused calamity when we running through the house all crazy, breaking mama's vase, man. You know what I'm saying? Now we got calamity on our hindsight, man. Now it's all bad. You just got to see the full story. Let's get one more. H1963. All right. Now they in the hex. Actually, this kind of last time too, but it was a whole other type of flow, man. It's amazing when you kind of dig on the flow, when you dig on the language. So we're talking HaWah, we're talking code, which can be calamity, or it could be existence. These are decisions we make every day. Then they got the Havas with the two V's. How in the heck? How in the heck did we fall out of coke? Going in circles here. Going in circles. Hijack City. So yeah, this is for us to decide. We investigate, we seek. How far are you going to seek? Are you going to come and say, look, BibleHood.com, H1961, we're talking about I am that I am, right? This is how we got here. Moses asked, what do you want me to call you to the children of Israel? He said, tell them I am has sent you. Now, did he say, hey, right? Where did he get Jehovah from? We have to continue to see. Where are they getting their Yahweh from? We have to continue to seek out. Remember their Yah? Exclamation of defiance, right? HaWah. Slow down. Drop it too fast. It's all good, man. So a lot happened around 1812, the Kum say, right? 1812. What was the big switch? It's like the spirit got snatched, right? And suddenly we got a Yah. Suddenly we got a exclamation of defiance or dismissal. So instead of the HaWah, now you're putting the Yah on the Wah, which they call Yahweh. But it's not your Yah or it's not your Yud in the Hebrew, right? We went over this. We talked about this, right? Their Yah is not your Yud. They're hijacking one of the letters because you're not. I am that I am didn't say call me worship, right? Call me hand, call me work. This is not the Yah they're talking about. Yes, you can worship, right? So when you see the Yah in front of a Hebrew name, it's not referring to the actual name of the Creator, but the worship of God. The Yah is not hijacked. It's the intention of the phantom Yah that becomes the hijack. This Yah is hijack free. Went from Yah to you, right? But if you didn't get your Yah or you before you got your Zah, right there, we're talking about what's being contained, right, inside your wall. You needed your breath, your revelation, your mama. They say, man, nah, that's your mama. Proverbs 8, she's waiting at the gates. Proverbs 8, she says she's waiting at the gates. You walk through the door, you walk through the gate. You got mama, and then you got your dad. You got security. You got wah. Why'd they change it to the vowels? To get you out the yah, the wahs. Why'd they change it to the yahs? To hijack the yah. You think the I am that I am is yah, yah? Nah, man. We're talking about I am to be. HaWah. Fifth and the sixth letter, which became their hey, right? Before they just took the breath off and just Yah. And then they put the exclamation of defiance on the Wah, which became Yahweh. And how do you say Yahweh backwards? Ha, ha, hey, ha, ha, wah, wah, wah. My nugget. I can't make this stuff up. The exclamation of defiance on the Wah. Then they flipped the HaWah. And now it's Yahweh. An exclamation of defiance on the Wah. After 1812, now you're in 1869. Hypothetical reconstruction of the Tetragrammaton Yod Hey Wah Hey. And some will say Yod Hey Vav Hey because they changed the W's to V's, boss. Right in your face. But you needed this frequency before getting your food, before you can eat. This ain't the Yod. You didn't need the Yod to eat, man. So you don't need the Yod to eat now. You need HaWah to eat. You need your breath of security, your secure breath. You need your secure revelation, your added revelation. You need to be hooked with the look. Who's giving you the look? Mama's giving you the look. But your dad's going to hook you, your vibration, right? It's going to sink you in. So you're not all over the place. The tent peg, make sure the tent don't go flying away. It's the foundations of the earth. It's the security. They turn the wahs to vowels, boss. Right in your face. Yeah, boss, right in your face, boss. I am that I am. They say, hey. They say, hey. Right? We learn. We said, hey, because we're learning. But how far are you going to seek is what we're saying. You say, hey, I get it. It's better than. But how far are you going to seek? Are you going to get to the earlier form? You going to get to the dragon form? You want that fire? Wow. Wow. How y'all really? I ain't asked you yet. No, I know how you feeling, man. I feel it with you. You feel that rise. You feel that cool. Hey, if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you, man. And the challenge you're going through is to be changed so that we can, you know, have the maturity to make the right decisions. To not choose death, but choose life. To not choose defiance, but choose wow, right? The earlier form of Haya. So when they gave us the Haya in the BibleHub.com, Manaka, they're not giving us the earlier form, which is where you're getting Hawaii from and all these Joshua or Hawash Hawa, Joshua. Hawa is the frequency, it's existence, it's breath, it's security, and it's the fifth and sixth letter of the Picto Hebrew. Ha, hey, ha, sound. Ah. A breath is inhale, that's mama, and exhale is your father, is your security. Wow. Now you can get your nourishment. You can cut out that hijack. You can eat. You can get your food. You can get your Zion. You can get your Zion. But if you ain't got it before it's dinner time, then you need to say, what am I missing? Am I thoughtless? Because I walked through the door. I said I gathered with my family. I gathered with myself. Right? You seeking to know who you are. We all are seeking because we're supposed to seek, and we were seeking before we even knew we were seeking, or that was written. Right? This is written in the Paleo Hebrew that you're going to walk through a door, through an entrance. Who's going to walk? Your family, boss. Your house. We're talking about the house of David. What's going to be the leader? Your strong power. Who's your strong power? What they call El. We're talking, wow, is your strong power. And once you get that, then your house can be in movement. You can be tribing up, gathering. But first, you got to gather with yourself and keep the code. Walk through that door over and over again until you get it right. Move. The entrance is hanging like a portal, man. And who's going to greet you through the door? Big Mama say, I'm at the gates. I'm at the gates. To seek HaWah is to keep the code. If you don't keep the code, you'll be out the game. I am that I am. HaWah, HaWah. Because they say, hey, right? And HaWah is the earlier form of hey, in the sense of the one who is the existing. So we started saying HaWah. Because not only is it the earlier form, but it's represented in the Picto-Paleo. It doesn't say, hey, Yah. And their Yah ain't your Yah. Because now you're not talking the name, you're just talking an act of throwing or worshiping or working for what? It depends on your intentions, man. These Hebrew letters are like crystals. You put the intention on them. That's why they can hijack them into their Latin and change the intention and change the W's to V's. I said, change the towels to tavs over and over again. They take the Y out the game. Now they got Hava. Now they got Hey Yah, right? But their Yah ain't your Yod. And it ain't your Wah. In the sense of the one who is the existing, which is what Hey Yah is, to exist. To become, right? Or it can be calamity if you don't choose existence. You got to choose up. We all got to choose up. Now you see what we're doing it for. This is our ultimate intention, how we get there. The bumps in the road, our successes or failures are not the measurement. The measurement is our purpose. As long as we have purposes, as long as Drop Nation brought one more code keeper back to the creator. Like I told my droplets the other day, man, if we change the life of one Naga who would have, took vengeance on their brother, but instead they said, I want to be a code keeper, man. I want to listen. I want to seek my creator more than I want to blow his noodle off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't like this dude. Yeah, I want to see him erase, but I want to be a code keeper even more. If we saved one life, man, then that's been our purpose, because that Naga's going to save another life, man, and they going to have children, and have their children's lives be saved, and it's going to keep growing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's our purpose, that's our purpose. If that's all it is, please believe it's the level of importance is extreme to the creator, that you aren't bringing the tribe into no nonsense, man. You telling them to keep the code, man. You making it simple, man. That's why we pushing it. We pushing peace, we pushing Shalom, but how? Because their peace ain't your peace. You got to push the code. They don't want that. That's why they don't come to your hood, your building, wherever you at. They don't come to your spot pushing the code and saying, don't kill, don't steal. They push Christianity, or they push whatever to bring you to another power. You forgot who your tribe is, but you are rocking with the prophets of a whole nother tribe. And they know it, because they know who you are. But you don't know who you are. You forgot his tribal. You forgot HaWah speaking to the children of Israel, boss. I am has sent me to you, the world, boss. The children of Israel. This is why they mad, son. This is why they jealous. Because of the Baruch that's been passed to your lineage. Now we could talk King David, right? But first, Exodus 20 got us in call. We talking the call. A lot. So this is our contract. It don't mean you do everything exactly how you know what I'm saying? It just means you ain't gonna trample these things no more. You're gonna take it into consideration, right? Sometimes you could be worshiping a false god of Moneta Juno. You could be worshiping money and you ain't really conscious of it, right? All you're doing is praying for more money because that becomes your savior to get that house, to get that car, to get, to all these righteous things you think is gonna come with the money. But you're seeking it more than the creator. That's a very, popular thing, man. People worshiping money. And money is named after a Roman goddess, Moneta, Juno. Go look it up. Moneta. So we always got to come back to it and be like, all right, let me make sure I got all my lanes clear. Let me make sure I'm not putting nothing before HaWah. I am HaWah, your power, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the hand of bondage. Thou shalt have no other word, no other gods before me. Isaiah 43, right? I am your only savior. Thou shalt not make unto you a graven image, nor any manner of likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, and that is in the water underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down unto them, nor serve them. For I, HaWah, your power, am a jealous power. They say God, we say power. We don't speak no dog talk. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. But listen up. And showing mercy unto the 1,000th generation of them that love me and keep my code, right? Keep my commandments, man. He didn't say keep it perfectly. But why I said, remember them, man. Keep them, man. Respect it. You're supposed to take off your shoes when you enter the house. Maybe you forgot one day. All right, man, you tripping. But go take your shoes off, please. And you just every day ignore that, and you walking in with your shoes, Dave Chappelle style, forget your cow, forget your cow. That's disrespect. Now you are now you are in violation, right? You are trampling the law of the house, right? That's where we're at right now. I want you to just understand. HaWah's not punishing you for forgetting to take your shoes off. It's just that you don't care about even, having any type of respect around here. You worship your guys like you don't even care. You don't even think about it no more. You're not even conscious of the Shabbat. I understand you got some pop offness here and there, you know what I'm saying? You got to pick somebody up here, Timmy got a softball game and, you want Timmy to play softball, yada, yada, yada. But don't trample it, don't just go out and just keep popping off, know that it's the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do and just try to close your gates as much as you can, man. Don't just act like you don't ever have to close your gates. And once in a while, try to do it perfectly, really try to close your gates on, sundown, But HaWah's not trying to burn you to smithereens because you had to pop off for these couple of hours here or there, but If you just trample it and say, yeah, cool, I'm gonna go to the movies now. I'm gonna go to Disney World now. I'm just gonna keep popping off. Every Shabbat, I'm just gonna pop off. Whatever, man. Like, that's when it gets disrespectful. That's when it's like, all right, time out. You need to go to solitary. You need to go to solitary, boss. Yeah. I think you need solitary. I think the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days. Now we're here. I just want to show you how we got here. So when it says that you're going to return, afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek to seek. I just want you to know how we got here, right? How do you go in search or quest of the code of HaWah? You must seek the code. What are the commandments? We got food code, dietary code, different things, Levitical law. You got fringes, you got beards, but I've never seen no one punished for not having his fringes super tight, I never seen no one punished because of his beard. But you get punished for being disrespectful and playing a harlot. You get punished for calling on another power. That's what sets it all off. Killing your brother without any type of heartbone about it. Stealing land from each other and stealing each other. Slavery. You got to seek what happened. You got to seek accountability. You got to go in search of what's the essence of the code that was broken to this level, right? To get put in solitary. And we don't have to go far. When we start to seek, to strive for, what are you striving to attain? What are you pursuing? What are you longing for? What are you wishing for? What do you desire? You got to desire HaWah. You got to desire to understand Exodus 20 within yourself. You got to tribe up with you. You got to gather within you. Figure your thoughts out. Get the robbers out your gates. In order to return, you must seek, desire HaWah. If you are in a dojo and you are desiring to be a master at the art, right, then you are also desiring to be taught. You're desiring to empty your cup, Ka. If you go to a place of learning with your cup already full, you're just coming to be a hijack because you ain't trying to learn. You just coming to tell us what you think you should know. We get this all the time when we do the live flow. We enjoy the Presters live or the live chats and all that. You got people coming in sometimes. They just came to tell you to tell you everything they know. You know what I'm saying? They're not really there to listen and empty their cup and forget about what they know for a second and go on a ride, go on a fantastic voyage, go on a journey with a con up with a con, seek with a con. You know what I'm saying? Understand our desires. What do we desire as a tribe? So we've gone a long day, a long time, before we can even talk about presters and kings and shepherds, princes, and sacrifices. You can't be sacrificing in hell. You're in solitary. How do you get out of solitary? Afterwards, you shall return by seeking HaWah. It's that simple. Desiring the frequency of the protection where HaWah knows you, right? No longer does HaWah not know you. But Hosea 3, Thou shalt sit solitary for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Thou shalt not be any man's wife, nor will I be thine. I don't know your ass right now. I don't know you right now. You ain't desiring me, so I ain't desiring you. And not only that, but you ain't gonna desire nothing else but fakery and hijack. But you can't even be saved by these other guys, man. I'm not. You in solitary. They can't even really touch you. They selling you on a hoop dream, man. Straight. You gonna sit solitary many days, but thou shalt not play the harlot. This is what got us here. So I'm just unraveling it, right? So if harlotry got us here, then harlotry is where we have to begin to get out of the state of hell, right? We're here to remind each other that we can't be harlots no more. Harlots to money, right? Harlots to their guys, their powers. And I say this time and time again, and AI to my cons, because I grew up in Christianity like 85% of other niggas. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to be, when the creators show up, they're going to be disappointed. They're going to be looking for JC, because that's their guy. That's their God. Jesus is God, right? That's what they say. Blasphemy, harlotry, man. You're going to be looking for JC. Creator going to be there like, I'm here. I'm your savior. Like I've been saying, I'm your savior. Don't you desire me? In the end of days, we're supposed to be desiring the creator, not JC. This is a perfect time for the creator, for some prophet to say, hey, by the way, God in the flesh, who is God, but's called Son of God, who was a son of David, but also an immaculate conception, born of a virgin, but somehow still son of David, somehow still the seed of David, but he's an immaculate conception. He's going to come, take all your sins away. You can do whatever the hell you want to do after that, as long as you believe in the blood of JC. It's a perfect time to slip that in there, man. Nah, man. You ain't supposed to be playing the harlot. You're supposed to say HaWah, HaWah only, right? Creator only. That's why we in solitary. So this is where we begin. Before you say, what's your economic plan, drop? We need a plan. I keep getting these comments, but they're doing this. When are we gonna have our plan so we can know when to meet on the land? Managa, you need to stop being a harlot. And not just you. We need to stop being a harlot. Yeah, we could plan and have your emergency resources, all that, do all that. But if you still being a harlot, that's all vanity. It's all vanity. And once you stop being a harlot, that plan will be revealed to you. That plan don't have to come through nobody else. It's going to come through your revelation, and that's between you and the creator of where you need to be and all that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us meet on the internet, like no one, you can't expect people to know you so quickly because you want to be trusted and want to be this. Knowing someone is a process. You can't put that on someone. That's an unfair burden that someone has to know you and trust you and open up their doors to you because of some comments you leave. You got to stop it, man. You need to try it with yourself. You need to try it with those that do trust you and know you, and keep the code. Your plan ain't to follow no man nowhere, right? No woman. It's to keep the code and let HaWah guide you, because that's part of the gathering, right? It's going to happen. It has to happen. And if it is meant to be, right, that you cross paths with another Naga you want to cross, then that's how it is. And you build that trust up. But I wouldn't advise anyone to jump off the internet and say, we a tribe and let's live together. Like, that's slow down. You dropping too fast. You need to know and get to know and yada, yada. But first code up with yourself, man, and let HaWah guide you and connect you accordingly as the strong power enters your house, your family, right? Gather with your family. That's your first step. Get the harlotry out the way and gather in code with your family. Seek HaWah. Seek HaWah. You thought you were seeking God. You need to seek HaWah. Your breath, your security from day one. Now you can walk through you can move, you can walk through a entrance. And who's hanging at the gates? Big Mama saying Proverbs chapter 8. Boy, you must be thoughtless if you ain't thinking about me. For real, for real. They call her wisdom. We call her mama. The breath. You don't without your breath, you don't got a fighting chance. I don't care how big and strong you think you are. And without your security, your breath is vanity. If you can't secure yourself, man. If you just blow away in the wind, you need your secure breath if you're going to eat, man. Your Zahn, if you're going to know what to cut out so you can build your wall and have something inside of it and outside of it. Your frequency wall, dragons on the wall, guardians, right? Angels, seraphim, right? Seraph, dragons on the wall. Now you can see what's being contained in your basket. This is a story that's being told. This is why they take you out of your whys into the vavs and yahs. Because when you call on your frequency, there's a revelation, a breath, a security that comes with it. Now you're hooked in. Now you got that added revelation. And we can see that this is very attainable to be MHOE, most high over everything. No gods before me. It's very attainable to not take HaWah's name in vain, because to take HaWah's name in vain is to take your breath in vain. HaWah. You want some vain bodyguards? You want vain guardians? You want vain security? I know you don't want no vain breath. And I know you don't want no vain revelation. No vanity on HaWah's name. And definitely don't be like, HaWah said that we need to do this. I had a dream and HaWah told me we can't confirm it or not. But don't take HaWah's name in vain. Remember your Shabbat. 6 days you work, right? You labor. 7 days of Shabbat. Should do no manner of work. So you keep it perfectly. You resting, you vibing, you breathing. Honor your framer and shaper, your father, your mother. Your framer is your mother, your shaper is your father. Loves to Maya Papu Vu. So you honor your framer and your shaper, like it says in the Los Lunas, New Mexico commandments engraved on the wall. It says honor your father and mother above. So really talking the framer and the shaper, you got to give it the creator honor that your days may be long upon the land. Don't that make sense? Which HaWah, your power gives you. Tell me if I'm saying something that don't make sense. When we do this, our frequency becomes unmesswittable. As a collective, we're rested together. We're showing that we're in solidarity together. We love being able to breathe together. Once a strong, they say weak, we say strong. We don't have no vain breath. We don't have no graven images, and we ain't, worshiping on no wood and stone, right? We're honoring our framer and our shaper above. We're not sliding on each other, lurking on each other, murdering each other, right? Because we are valuing each other as brothers, as tribe. We're not, making false oaths, breaking our word with the ones we love. You know what I'm saying? We're not mixing our frequency into lower vibrations to the best of our ability, because we're committing adultery when we are worshiping these false gods. We're not stealing each other's things. We're not bearing a false witness if we had nothing to do with it. We're not murmuring. We're not creating rumors. We're not doing all that because we're not false witnesses. We're not coveting our neighbor's things. Tell me if I'm saying something that's not making sense as a tribe. This is not religion. This is the creator and the creator's frequency, image, right? We're created in the image of HaWah, which is vibration. Law is vibration, and vibration is law. Ahab to the Haka. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's house. None of his stuff, his things, his wife, nothing, right? Because this gets you back to murder, right? Adultery gets you back to murder, right? Stealing gets you back to murder, right? Managa, that's the 9 code. They say 10 because they separate the first one into 2. Don't have no other gods and don't make no graven images. All this has to do with don't put no power before me. So we say that's 1, not 2. The Catholic Church separated it into 2. Then you got vanity, that's 2, right? No vanity on HaWah's name. All right, keep your Shabbat, that's 3. Honor your frame and your shaper, that's 4. No murder, that's 5. No adultery, that's 6. No stealing, that's 7. Don't bear false witness. Be a real witness. We used to have real witnesses if we had to solve an issue in our tribe. You could talk about it as a real witness. That's not snitching. It became snitching when we didn't have any more tribal chiefs and judges of our tribe. Now we got to go to the straight up hijack. And of course, they're going to make it worse, right? So since we didn't have no one else to talk to, it became don't talk to these hijacks at all because we know they're against us. But when you had people that are not against you and you had to solve what happened to that woman or with that child or that murder, you can be a real witness. That's not snitching. That's why people get confused when they're like, yo, I don't want to be a snitch, but I want to let them know what really happened still, we had different situations like that. Well, that's where the gray area is with the street code and the code, HaWah's code. Because you should be able to get justice. You should be able to speak up when treachery is done to your neighbor. But you're not supposed to be a false witness against your neighbor and act like you saw something you didn't see, because that goes back to murder. Can we do these things? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the 9 code. And the 9 is a spiral. It's a portal. The 9 is an entrance. The 9 is also the noon, which is also the seed, the continuance, the heir, your heritage. Think about that as you walk through the door. So to seek HaWah, is what you do when you first return. And not only are you seeking the name I am that I am, or Aya, or Heya, or HaWah, Wah, right? You're seeking the frequency, you're seeking the code, which puts you back in the frequency. When you're back in the frequency, you can awaken what they call the Kundalini, which we call Kun, because Kun means to rise in Hebrew. The Kun, like the Kum say, right? And once you rise, your frequency rises. You get that crown. Red and blue make purple. Purple chakra crown, right? You got your dragon, your guardian. You can see clearly. Because dragon meant to do what? Yeah, I can't let him get away without knowing the etymologies. Love to let us find the truth of the word drakan. To be a real dragon means that you're fabulous, man. It means that you see clearly. To see, to be visible. Is it visible? Have you seen? Torah like Tort. Zara like the Zoroaster. We just talking light. Not just any light. Clear light. Light. And if you start seeing clearly, you also become the op to the hijack. You become their adversary. You become their Satan. Now they call you savages, just like they call our dragons demons. I'm about to get back to the testimony of Solomon. Just like they call our dragons demons, they say, oh, because you have the light, you have the one, you are the one. The matrix, right? You are the one with the deadly glance, the one with paralyzing sight, because it's clear, it's visible, you see clearly. And that's deadly to the hijack, like Leviathan. Okay? Do you see clearly? We're talking dragon. I'm talking dragon because they talking dragon. And why they keep making Leviathan a form of Satan? And why is Satan just an op, an adversary who's late to the meeting? Do you see clear? Who's the real op, right? Who's the real adversary? I'm just saying, when you seek the Creator first. Notice we talked all that time about seeking the Creator, the commandments, right? The code, the name. Then you get into a quest of seeking, a quest, a search for King David. Prester means priest. John means king. Who's the priest king? Who's anointed king? HaWah's anointed Khan forever, right? Quickly, we see clearly that at Israel's return, it's all about keeping the code, Halal HaWah, and connecting back with your priesthood, who is Dawi, not son of David, not some other name, man. You're talking David. And you shall come trembling, you be humble in code with HaWah and his goodness, which is what? The fat of the land. You get the land back, you get your inheritance, you get your shalom, you get your covenant of shalom. When, boss? End of days. Some would say we in the end of days if we're seeking David. And definitely if we were turning and seeking HaWah. So then we say there must be multiple witnesses. If this ain't no play, if JC can come back and be resurrected, certainly Dawi, since they're calling JC son of David, certainly big homie David can be resurrected too. Can be a righteous Khan. Yeah. We're talking about a tribe, right? Thus speak HaWah, right? The power of Hasharah, right? Write thee all the words I've spoken unto you in this book. For lo, the days come, says HaWah, that I will turn the captivity of my people Israel and Judah. I'm going to save them. I'm going to save them, boss. Says HaWah, I will cause them to return to the land. The land, right? As soon as you get saved, you return to the land. Can I get a con? You get your land rights immediately. You ain't got to buy up all the way. Return. It will be given to you. That's HaWah's word, that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. That's just your heritage, your land. And these are the words that HaWah spoke concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus says HaWah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. No shalom, no covenant of shalom, covenant of peace. Ask you now and see whether a man does travail with child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail? Why y'all acting like y'all giving birth? Why y'all screaming? What's wrong now? I thought you was cool. I thought you were thoughtless. You didn't care about us. You didn't care about the framer. You didn't care about your shaper. You didn't care about your mother, wisdom, right? You didn't care about being wise. You didn't care about the gifts of Amma, the breath. You didn't care about your breath. And you didn't care about your security, boss. So why are you holding your stomachs now, crying like a woman in travail? And all faces are turned pale? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it is a time of trouble unto Jacob. Khan. This is that time, nor will I be thine. Multiple witnesses. And it's a time of trouble unto Jacob, but out of it he shall be saved. Again, after shall the children of Israel return. So when you have multiple witnesses that you're saved, that you're going through a time of trouble, where HaWah's not really rocking with you, but you're going to listen, you're going to KTC. The code is going to be in your heart bone, and you shall be saved, because really you saved yourself by keeping the code. And it shall come to pass in that day, says HaWah, that I will break his yoke from off your neck. Now you got guardians popping off. Now you got HaWah breaking the yoke again off your neck like he did in Egypt. And will burst your bands like he did in Egypt. And strangers shall no more make you their bondmen like they did in Egypt. But they shall serve HaWah. This is how we got out of Egypt the first time. This is how we're going to get out of bondage this time. The same play. Because they're running the same playbook. And if it worked for them again and again, then this to escape bondage works for us again and again. Serve HaWah. How? By keeping the code. By keeping the code. Number one, no other gods. No other gods. Don't take HaWah's name in vain. Honor your breath and security, right? Hey, 6 days you work, 7 days you rest. It's a Shabbat. Rest, Manaka, breathe. Honor your father and mother, right? No murder, no adultery, no stealing, no false witnessing, no covetous, no jealousy, man, because that leads to murder, stealing, and everything else. It leads to harlotry. We ain't supposed to be no hoe no more. We ain't supposed to be no harlot. If we can do these things, when we do these things, which we're prophesied to do, which is why we popping off, I ain't got to remind you. It's already in your heart bone. I just, it's a part of the same spark that you're a part of, Manai. A spark of remembrance, of serving HaWah by keeping the code. Then we get to rock with the praise king, with the Prester. Then we get to make it to Prester 130 as we're seeking. Who is Prester Child? But we can't seek that without understanding who the Creator is. And the quest for Prester John leads us back to the Creator every time. And that's the beauty of this investigation, is that we are investigating. We are seeking HaWah, all in all. Because without HaWah, you don't have no David. The Christians say you got to go through Jesus to get to God, to the Father. We say you got to go through HaWah, the Creator, to even talk about David. They reversed everything, and you got to reverse the curse to break the spell. You don't go through the Son and get to the Father. You go through the Father, you get to the Son. Right? Remember, firstborn, right? Whom I will raise up unto them. Oh, sounds like a resurrection. It sounds like a resurrection, boss. Second witness. Hosea 3, children shall return, seek the Creator, and David, their king. Jeremiah 30, serve HaWah their power, and David their king. If you don't understand, whom I will raise up unto them. Neither fear thou not, O Jacob, says HaWah, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for I will save you. Ping pow. Nobody else. Now the Creator can send the dragons and can send whoever's appointed to do different things, but it's the Creator saving you, not these other things. It's the Creator, and that's what you gotta understand, man. And your seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall again be quiet. We're talking about shalom, a covenant of peace and at ease. And none should make him afraid, man. Do you remember a time? Do you remember the time? You remember the time when you weren't thoughtless? To seek HaWah is to seek your mama. Does not wisdom call and understanding put forth her voice? And the top of high places by the way where the paths meet the entrance to the city, right? The door, the entrance where the paths meet, you got Big Mama with her arms raised, giving you a look, giving you a revelation, giving you a giving you a breath. Where the paths meet, where X marks the spot, she stands. Besides the gate at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud, unto you, O men, I call. And my voice is to the sons of men, O you thoughtless, understand prudence, and you fools be of an understanding heart, because it must be foolish to be out of cold. Herefore I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things, for my mouth shall utter truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing perverse or crooked in them. They are all plain to him that understands, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is better than rubies. That breath is better than rubies. Amah is better than rubies, and all things desirable are not to be compared to her. How you seek him without understanding her? I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of devices. The fear of HaWah is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine. What? So Solomon's praying for wisdom and understanding. He's praying for Big Mama. He's asking his father to give him mama, as counsel, wisdom, sound wisdom. You don't want no vain wisdom, man. No vain breath. A lot of people act like they got wisdom. They got vain wisdom. They got a vain breath, vain security. I am understanding. What? Power is mine. You better seek HaWah. To seek HaWah is to seek your framer and your shaper, your mother and your father. Christianity gave you a sky pops walking to and fro by himself. And he's always by himself, right? And wisdom is just wisdom. But no, I'm telling you, this is one, intersection that has been connected from the very beginning, the framer and the shaper. As Mama says in her own words, you must be thoughtless if you don't understand. Power is mine. I am understanding. What do you mean? How you going to reign supreme without understanding, right? Overstanding. Power? How, you want money as power? No, man. Power is mine. Real power is mine. She didn't say it's your daddy's. Big Mama say, power is mine. By me, kings reign. By me, kings reign. Now we're talking Solomon. Now we're talking King David. Who was Prester John? He must be up with his mama to get that type of power, wisdom, understanding. And princes decreed justice. By me, princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me. Whoa. Another witness. For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days without king, prince, without sacrifice, without pillar, without ephod or teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek me. HaWah. Your breath of security, your secure breath. Because you don't want to be thoughtless. Those that seek me earnestly shall find me. Earnestly. What's your purpose? Riches and honor are with me. You praying for monies, but riches and honor are mine. Power is mine. You forgot about mama? You must be thoughtless. They say Jesus at the right hand of God. You must be thoughtless. I thought Big Mama was at the right hand of Big Papa, of Big Daddy, right? Big Mama on the right hand of Pops. What are you talking about? Jesus on the right hand. He was there from the beginning. Mama was there from the beginning. Mama say out her own mouth bone, out her own breath, that she's there from the beginning. Yeah. Enduring riches and righteousness, right? You get your land back in gold. My fruit is better than gold, yeah, than fine gold. My produce than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and that I may fill their treasuries. HaWah made me as the beginning. What do you mean JC's at the right hand? He's there from the beginning. Mama's there from the beginning of his way. Wasn't no creation happening without mama, because she's the first of his works of all. He had to get right with his with Big Mama, you know what I'm saying, before anything else was set up. Framer and shaper had to be one intersection. Tau. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning. This is what they say about JC, right? And over the, or ever the earth was, before there was the creation of the world, I was there with Big Daddy, all right? Pops. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains, no water, I was there. Before the mountains were settled, the hills was I brought forth, while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the beginning of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there. But now you're thoughtless and you don't think mama belongs when we talk creator. What in creation was created before mama? And what did mama not have her hands in? I power is mine, she said, right? I was there when he set a circle upon the face of the deep, when he made firm the skies above. Firm or not? Stars are firm, fixed, immovable, right? The earth is firm, fixed, immovable, God. When the fountains of the deep showed their might, when he gave to the sea his decree that the water should not transgress his commandment, when he appointed the fountains of the earth, foundations of the earth, Shalom. A spinning ball doesn't have no foundations. Would you quit it? Would you quit it? Firm, fixed, immovable. Then I was by him as a nursling. What does it mean, my night? Tell me what it means if mama is by uh, our father's side as a nursling. What does it mean when a woman is by a man's side as a nursling? What does it mean when a woman is daily all delight? Yeah, you see that with a dragonfly perspective. You have a union, framer and shaper, playing always before him. What does it mean when mama is playing always before your father? Playing in his habitable earth. And my delights are with the sons of men. These are her children. Yeah. Who's firstborn, right? Who's firstborn? And now therefore ye children hearken unto me, for happy are they that keep my ways, man. Keep the code is to keep mama's ways, my ways. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Happy is the man or woman that hearken to me. You think she's just popping off, hijacking your father, or is she saying, you better listen to my instructions around here. You better listen to me around here. Don't HaWah say you better, you know, you find a wise person, be at their door, always be at a wise person's door. Well, how much more should you be at wisdom's gate, right? How much more should you be with mama, praying that your father grant you more, mama, praying that mama, is always with you, man, in every decision you make. Solid wisdom. So you're happy when you keep the code. To seek HaWah is to seek the code, is to seek her ways, her power, and her understanding. And you may be so Christianized you don't want to hear the word her. But you got a mama, don't you? Didn't you come out of a mama? You don't know how mama runs this house? I mean, your daddy's there to give instruction, but it's mama's house, Mama's gonna do what mama do. I think we know this, right? So keep my ways, hear instruction and be wise. Refuse it not. Happy is the aqua that listens, that keeps the code, watching daily at my gates. At the entrance, right? At the entrance, after the strong power or leader, framer, shaper, enters your house, your ruach, right? Your spirit, you begin to gather within yourself first, then with others on the same frequency, right? Your family. You walk through a door. Mama's crying at the entry to the city, at the gate. She's telling you to meet her at the door so you can get that look, that revelation, that breath. You can now breathe. You can inhale. When you need to take a breath, you want to, you first have to, and then you let out all that frequency, that security into that punch, that kick, that back fist, whatever you're doing. Wow, right? You let it out, right? So now you're hooked in. Now you're not without foundation. Now you got foundation. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post at my doors, man. I can't make this up. For whoso finds me finds existence, right? Halal HaWah, to exist, the one who is existing, right? And obtains favor of HaWah, right? You get your land, you get your gold, you get your inheritance, you get protection, you get to, be safe, right? where none shall make him afraid. Jacob shall again be quiet and at ease, because I will save you from afar, and your seed from the land of their captivity. That means you found life. It's not just your father working, it's your mother who's giving you the breath, the revelation to obtain favor of HaWah, is to also obtain favor of mama, right? In this case, you obtain favor of your father because you are seeking. You are seeking. You're keeping mama's ways. You are listening. Because she was always there. I was Davy all delight, playing always before him. Playing always before him. I was by him as a nursling. When he appointed the foundations, I was there, man. I was there. I seen it. I was there when he made that circle, that firmament, separate the water from the water. For whoso finds me find life and obtains favor of HaWah, but he that misses me wrongs his own soul. Now we could talk calamity, right? Now we could talk harlotry, many days without a con. Many days you've gone without a con. Many days you've been in solitary. Many days without a king. So talking about a Prester John is foreign until we start to see clearly. We start seeing the light. We get that dragon. We start to return. Keep the code. Seek HaWah. Seek the name. Seek the code. Seek mama. Seek our father. Then we can seek David, the one king forever, the one shepherd forever. Do we have further witnesses? Of course we do, because we're talking about the end of days, right? So we have Jeremiah saying the same thing. 30 verse 9. Whom I will raise up to them. They shall serve a while their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up to them. Ezekiel 34. Verse 23, I will set up one shepherd over them, right? And he shall feed them. They got their Zon. Because to feed them means that they got the HaWah. A shepherd's going to bring you back to the water. A shepherd's going to, guide you through that door again, right? To get to the breath and to get to the security, to get to the HaWah, to get to the life, to get to the existence. That's what a shepherd do. A shepherd going to bring you to the food. I'm talking spiritual food, right? We're talking about being saved, nourished by HaWah, cut off from the hijack. A shepherd bring you to the Zion, right? To the Zion. And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, bring them to the food, to the Zion, to the food. The shepherd got you back with mama, got you that breath, got you back with your father. Now you're locked in or hooked in. Now you're secure. Now you got foundations and revelation. And he shall feed them, even my servant David. Another witness, Ezekiel 34, verse 23. He shall feed them. He shall be their shepherd, and I, HaWah, will be their powers. Like it said in Hosea, you're going to return. Seek HaWah and David. You should come trembling into HaWah. I'll be your power, his goodness in the end of days. I will break off that yoke off your neck, burst your bands. I will save you. I will save you from your captivity. You shall be at ease, right? You should be in a covenant of Shalom. We don't need to search for another David, because whom I will raise up unto them, David their king. You got a resurrection, we got a resurrection. Okay? Proverbs 4 with Solomon. We're about to get back into Solomon. Enjoy the flow for the dismount. We're just taking you to how we get there, right? So Proverbs 4, hear you children the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. And Mama said, I am understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake you not my teaching. Khan, the cold. For I was a son to my father, tender and only one in the sight of my mother. And he taught me and said unto me, let your heart hold fast my words, keep my commandments, and live. Mama said, you find me, you find life. He's talking mama, we talking mama. Wisdom, understanding. Keep my commandments and live. Find mama, right? Search. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. The beginning of wisdom, hey, go get mama, man. Yeah, with all you're getting, get understanding. Extol her. And we said before, what does extol mean? Yeah, we got that right. To praise enthusiastically. Why are we being told to praise mama enthusiastically? If she's some type of hijack. Or does praising your mama, honoring your mama, allow your father to be proud of you? To, well, how's it say here? What happens when you extol mama? Proverbs 8. For whoever finds me finds life, and obtains favor of your father, of what they're translating as Lord, right? Not only favor of mama, but favor of Abba, because you found life. This is what Solomon's praying about. Life. She will preserve your life, right? Love her, she will keep you. The beginning of wisdom, get in the frequency of mama, man. Keep her ways, right? Keep the code. With all you're getting, get understanding. Extol her or praise her enthusiastically. We say Halal HaWah, we are giving praise to our breath and security. Because even Solomon is telling us to praise her, extol her enthusiastically. Come. Extol her and she will exalt you. Again, you find her, you find life. Everything flows like water, right? Extol her, praise. Don't be thoughtless. Show up at her gates, right? And she will exalt you. And she will bring you to honor. Because honor is hers, power is hers. When thou dost embrace her, praise. She will give to your head a chaplet of grace, a crown of glory she will bestow on you. Wow. Okay. Okay. And in case you didn't hear Ezekiel the first time, then Ezekiel 34, again, you got Ezekiel 37, Valley of Dry Bones, two sticks coming together for Judah and Israel, or the northern and southern tribes, which is the whole point of the story. The tribe comes home, they gather, walk through a door, get their breath, and get their security. Verse 24, and my servant David shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd, and shall also walk in my ordinances and observe my statutes and do them. Back to Hosea 3. Children of Israel return, keep the code, do them, ordinances, statutes, seek HaWah, right? And David, their king. Jeremiah 30, but they shall serve HaWah their power and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Ezekiel 34, hey, and I will set up one shepherd over there, not two, not three, right? So we don't have confusion. It's clear. We got multiple witnesses. No one's speaking against prophet Ezekiel. No one's talking against prophet Jeremiah. No one's talking against prophet Hosea. They're all prophesying of David's return as one shepherd over us forever. And he shall feed them, even my servant David, he shall feed them. God. Now you're talking about being showered with blessings and trees yielding their fruit, dwelling safely, right? Now we got a covenant of Shalom, and I will be their power, and David, prince among them. I have spoken it. I will make a covenant of Shalom. That's not the hijack piece. That's the creator's piece. That's the house of David's peace. That's Israel's peace. And will cause every beast to cease out their land. Every evil beast to cease out the land. And they shall dwell safely in the wilderness, sleep in the woods, be one with the trees, one with the animals, one with nature, be natural by law. And I will make them and the places round about my hill Baruch, a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in its season, and there shall be showers of Baruch, showers of blessing. And the tree of the field shall yield its fruit, and the earth shall yield her produce, and they shall be safe in their land, and they shall know I am HaWah, when I have broken the bars of their yoke, and have delivered them out of the hand of those that make slaves of them, man. They shall no more be a prey. Halal HaWah. One shepherd, my servant David, shall be king, shall be Khan over them, and they shall have one shepherd, and they shall all walk in my ordinances and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant. We're talking tribal, where your fathers dwell, wherein your fathers dwell, and they shall dwell therein, they and their children. Manak, it's all about the children, man. We do this for our children, man, our inheritance, our heritage, their heritage. This is why we don't let it go. This is why we get grandpa's wallet back. This is why we say, who is the number one op? Who's the adversary? Who's plotting against us? We want safety for our children and their children's children forever, my naga. This ain't no replacement. This is forever. This is David, right? Another witness, right? Shall be prince forever, Khan forever. Where's the confusion? David, my servant, shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of Shalom with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant. This is forever. And I will establish them and multiply them and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forever, boss. This is end of days, right? Huh? Children of Israel shall return, seek the Creator and David, and shall come trembling into HaWah and his goodness in the end of days. We talking forever, boss. Forever. My dwelling place also shall be over them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. We talking a tribe of people. And the nations shall know that I am the power that sanctifies the tribe of Hasharah of Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forever. Halal HaWah. Put witnesses. Psalm 89, I will sing the mercies of HaWah forever. To all generations will I make known your faithfulness with my mouth, for I have said forever is mercy built, and the very heavens thou dost establish your faithfulness. I have made a covenant, right? We got that covenant of peace, right? Shalom. I have made a covenant with my chosen, another witness. I have sworn unto David my servant, not JC, not Muhammad. That's the prophets of Moab, right? Israel has our own prophets, our own shepherd, tribe of Israel. I have sworn unto David, my servant, forever will I establish your seed and build up your throne to all generations. Forever, my noggin. So shall the heavens praise your wonders, while your faithfulness also in the assembly of the holy ones. For who in the skies can be compared unto HaWah? Who among the sons of might can be likened unto HaWah? A power dreaded in the great council of the holy ones, and feared of all them that are about him. O HaWah of hosts, who is a mighty one, like unto you, HaWah, and your faithfulness is round about you. Let's go. Forever I have sworn unto David my servant. Covenant is forever. This covenant is with the house of ThaWaDa, my God. Oh yeah. I have exalted one, chosen out the people. Not two, not three. Ezekiel 34, Ezekiel 37, Psalms 89, Jeremiah 30, Hosea 3. Multiple witnesses, my noggin. Where you getting this JC talk from? Huh? Why you go to church on a Sunday? Huh? I have found David, my servant. With my holy oil, I have anointed him. It don't get no confusing, man. You can't be confused. You got to be out the spirit of stupor by now. I anointed him. The Creator's telling us, I've anointed him. I did that. Just like I burst your bonds, I did that. I anoint David forever, whom my hands shall be established, man. What? My hands shall be established through the house of David, through King David, to the Prester John. My arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact from him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him, and I will beat to pieces his adversaries, man, before him. Just like Psalms 18, go get it. Well, HaWah heard David in his time of trouble during the war and came down in battle time in dragon form with smoke out of his nose, fire out of his mouth, flying on the wings of the wind, laying him down, right? Fire with fire. I will beat to pieces his adversaries before him and smite them that hate him. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with David, be with him. And through my name shall his horn be exalted. I will set his hand also on the sea and his right hand on the rivers. This is why he's the Rex Negus, the King of Kings, Prester John. HaWah set his right hand on the sea. his right hand on the rivers. He shall call unto me, thou art my Father, my power, and the rock of my salvation. Because I will save him, right? I will save you, says HaWah. I also will appoint him firstborn. Who is Prester John? Now you get it. Now you get it. Now you understand why we're talking one shepherd, right? Why we had to get it like it's the first time, because some of my noggins, this is their first drop they ever seen, so we had to do this covenant of peace. Forever, ThaWaDa. Now you get it, firstborn. My servant David shall be king over them. My servant David shall be prince among them. He shall feed them, be their shepherd. I will set up one shepherd over them, ThaWaDa. Now you get it. David their king, whom I will raise up unto them after they keep the code. Now you get it. Search for a creator when you return. Keep the code, and David your king, and shall come trembling unto HaWah and to his goodness, because you get your land back in the end of days. Now you get it. Firstborn, my nigga. You can't compete with that. You don't need to. It's one shepherd. It's appointed. I appointed him, HaWah said. The highest of the kings of the earth. And this is why he's the Rex Neck Goose. This is why Prester John is the king of kings. This is why they paid him tribute. This is why they covetous. And this is why they mad, son. This is why they jealous. Because the house of ThaWaDa rules the earth, my nigga. Not just a little space on the map. The three Indies, my nigga. The highest of the kings of the earth. Forever will I keep him, my mercy and my covenant. Covenant of Shalom shall stand fast with him. His seed also will I make to endure forever as his throne, and his throne as the days of heaven forever, man. Now, if my children forsake my law, here we go, right? Back to solitary, my nigga. Deuteronomy 28, right? But as long as you don't forsake and trample the code, the law, you will endure, my nigga. So stop trampling him. Stop trampling mama, so you can get that mercy and reconnect to the highest of the kings of the earth. The firstborn, appointed firstborn. To be appointed firstborn by HaWah means priestly, means priest. You get a priestly Khan's title. You get priest king title. And that takes us to these priest kings, right? And is this the King David, or is this, a reflection, or, what's happening in this situation? We know that Prester John is being invaded 1202 by Genghis Khan. We got multiple witnesses on that. 1200 invasion. Genghis invades. It's a more and more war. And they say maybe David, Exelarch David here, could have been the one that was on the front line of that war. Could have gotten slain. They say the son of the Prester, or the Prester got slain. But we do know that Prester John has a son, Solomon, in the same time period. And is this Solomon the king? Is this Sylvanus Texas, also known as Solomon the Builder? Does that take us to the forbidden histories of America, my nigga? Does that take us to Kalaluz and the cities of go? We'll be back on the cities of gold. We're going to drop that on the Patreon since they've been jamming us up. It's all good. We've been dropping some great, information on this tenderoni. Go dig on that on the Patreon. I got some more coming. And we will be talking cities of gold. For real, for real. Because this silent mind reminds us of Solomon the Builder, Forbidden History of America. Hey, hop to Daniel Lowe, man. Yeah, been such wave quite some time, man. Go support him, buy his book, and take notes, man. Get some drop. We're always finding some new work in here, man. Some new work. But when we start putting these timelines together, we see that there's a possibility. Back to that question, it's 1800 year chronological time shift, right? So 775, remember this, right? Nehemiah Theodoric, or Theodorus, reconquered the American Empire. So with a dragonfly perspective, as we return to some of this knowledge, forbidden knowledge of America, there's an American empire already here of Kalalus. We're not talking Morocco. We're talking Israel. When we talk Jerusalem, we're talking Kalalus. We're talking Promised Land, because Kalalus means Promised Land. And this article, it tells of Kalalus meaning Promised Land, right? In one sense, or Cali, which is the land of America. Promised Land is America. Now you can connect Septimania, or the 7 cities of gold. Lower France or Canada, however you want to say it. The Franks, the Anrus, the Russians, connect to 700 AD or much sooner. The Kalalus record speaks of Theodorus as the leader of many peoples who leave the Roman, which is the Riman, which means, pomegranate, connected with the Promised Land. So all of this Romanovs and Romanov, all this connects with the Promised Land. All right. For Kali, or Kalalus, in 775, Theodorus is none other than this Hebrew. They say Jewish. You already know. There ain't no converse here. We're talking the kingdom of Israel. But this is how they throw us off and try to make it look like some white Roman Jewish state. And they say a Jewish Roman Jewish state. No one ever talks about Roman Jewish, nothing. We're talking Remani, or Promised Land Hebrews that are already here in America. He is the son of the first Hebrew king of the 7 cities of gold, Septimania, also called Theodoric, or Thierry, or Ameri. Is this where they get America from, right? Ameri de Narbonne, or Makir Todrus, Theodorus, Theodoric, Amari, Leshatif, Nehemiah, or Naaman, or Amor ben Amor. It's also known as Theodoric, king of Saxony, and this is all nigga stuff, man. It's all Nagaville. Namus, Duke of Bavaria, he and his brothers were great warrior Davidic princes. So we're still talking David, right? David's still in play, right? During the time of Charlemagne, on the death of his father, Makir Theodoric, in about 765 AD, Theodoric, Nehemiah, becomes the Western Exilarch of all the leaders of the Jews, or Hebrews, during this revived Romani period. Exilarchs, right? So we see this Exilarch title, which means that you're the leader of these Hebrews through whatever captivity, whether you're talking Babylon or America, right? United such and such, right? So we're still talking Exilarchs. Okay. We're talking Dawids. We're talking the house of David. We're still talking Exilarch. So he becomes Western Exilarch, leader of all the Hebrews of the revived Western Romani Empire, right? Promised land knockers. Now, 775 AD, Nehemiah Theodoric reconquers the American Empire because it's already here, right? Kalalus was ruled by Sylvanus Toltexus, the Toltecs, right? Texas, all that, Solomon the builder. And I'm saying, is this the same Solomon as the son of the Prester? Or is this the same Solomon as son of Dawid? Roger here, Roger Chola, Prester John. Same Prester's being called David multiple times. We just seem to not be able to get away. Let's see. Dig on this one, man. It's bragging Tony because we gotta, go back into the house of Georgia. And you still have this Sauceland tie that we dug on, and we got all this drop on the Sauceland flow. Susla that we gotta dig on again, man, because it all comes back to, being this shepherd flow. Miriam, huh? Brother Miriam. It's interesting. All right. Let's see. Lady Hannah. Oh, now they can't find no Lady Hannah's. That's crazy because they just had it. That's crazy. Hiding the Hannah flow. And you're going to bring me to a lot of Hannahs. Now I get all the Hannahs. Look at this. Or let's go back to the Prester's wife, Lady Hannah, right? But they got this Lady Hannah. I know what to search for. Hanan. Ania. Because the Anan could also be Anan or Hanan or Kana. A lot of phantoms, a lot of duplications when you start digging on the Anans, the Hanans, and the Kanans or Canaan, right? With a K or C. Kana is also Hanan or Ani, Anian or Nani. He's father of Abraham David. Now you're back to the Davids. Now you're back to the Davids, right? Father of Milcah Devi. So everyone is connected still with the David flow. I'm just showing you how this David, man, no one really let it go. We just didn't know it really applied to us, right? Son of Nathan ben Canaan, or son of Anna, or Ania. And the deeper you go in this hand-on flow, man, they connect you to all types of parts of history that you can start to say, which is the phantom, which is the duplication, you know what I'm saying? Factor in the three major chronological time shifts. Have they started in the 1200s or 1400s, whatever, and pushed it back 300 years and 1,000 years and 1,800 years to now. You can't think of this David lineage happening anywhere outside of this 700 BC periods and all this. But again, with the Hanan, right? You got the Hanan king of Tahama, who just like before is the son of the Prester, right? Who's the husband of, drum roll, Hannah, just like we just got. But this lady Hannah is the wife of Prester John. And this lady Hannah is the wife of David the First. And both of them have a son named Hanan. One is the Jewish or Hebrew king of Tahama, and the other is also the king of Tahama. So I would concur that this Hanan king of Tahama is the same as this Hanan king of Tahama. And that their father, Prester John, Hanan's father, who's married to Lady Hannah, is the same as Hanan's father, Dawi, or Dewey, that's married to Lady Hannah, Queen Mother of Tahama, which is all just titles and relate to Israel. When we start talking about Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, Rabadi, Gadi, Mani, which the house of David would be over the north and southern tribe. And again, they changed the Dewey to devil, right? And they put an L at the end and changed the W's to V's, Y's to V's, and now you got Devi or Diva or devil, right? They turned David into Dajjal, to Antichrist, right? I'm just showing you how wonderful this David connection is when you start seeking HaWah and Ka David. It starts coming like, you start putting the timeline together. Like, this is all recent history. Columbus came seeking the promised land. They came to invade, search out, doom diverse in 1452. 40 years later, Columbus sails the ocean blue in 1492. Come on, boss. They came to search out and vanquish the promised land because we were playing the harlot. Enough of us. And HaWah wasn't rocking with us, and we were in solitary. So they said, cool, let's roll up on it. Let's make a confederacy, right? Psalms 83, right? Let's make a confederacy. So is that Solomon? Any relation to this Solomon the Builder here that's already an American empire, the hereditary ruler of this former Jewish or Hebrew ruled Promised Land Romani colony? Kalalus was founded in the 1st century BC by the Babylonian exarch known as Sylvanus Ogon or Brabo, which is where they're getting the Barbar flow, Barbar Hakatzin. And Barbar means swan in Hebrew. Now we could talk swan knights, because when you talk David, you're talking knights, Managa. Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur type of flow. We got King David is King Arthur. Camelot is Kalalus, and Kalalus means promised land. Kalalus means promised land, land of America. Ka. We got a fleet of trading vessels known as the ships of Solomon. Then Solomon known for having some a big fleet, right? Swan boats, though. Ships are shaped like a swan with its sails like the wings of a beautiful gliding white swan. And then after the defeat of Solomon, right, the kingdom is divided, right? Members of the royals were sent to Europe. Now you got these royals in Europe, but it's still a more and more war because now they're under the protection of Nehemiah. So this seems to be a family war happening between this Nehemiah and Solomon the builder. This Theodore Roos. Seems to be a Davidic war happening. The legends of Ogier the Dane, son of Godfrey Cadro, Dun de Mayens, actually refer to ThaWaDa de Danaan or Dunan, who are also known as Mananan or Maine of America. Then you got Israel the Three going south to the Toltec lands, right? Sylvanus Toltecsis, right? They go south to the Toltec lands of Mexico. Right now we could talk to Meshicans, the Moshe Meshi connection. His grandson Makir or America. This is your lineage. Motoric and the Welsh genealogies mixed Kooto, the Toltecs, is Makir, Manage. Makir, America is mixed Kooto of the Toltecs. The grandfather of Tapuzin, who's also Israel the seventh priest of Quetzalcoatl, who the Mormons call Jesus. But they got the wrong Joshua. We're talking about Joshua under Moses. Moshe, who left Colula for Rhoda. Now we could talk Rhodenia. Rhode Island? Nah, man. Rhodes, the house of Rose, the house of the red ruddy. In about 1000 AD, that brings us right to this period, right? Brings us right to this period. 1000 AD, 1100 AD, 1200. David is invaded by Genghis Khan, popping off the more and more war like never before. This David is exactly circa 1200. So it's King David. Is this story really popping off very recently, a couple hundred years before Columbus, right before the invasion of Genghis Khan, right here in America, my night. Right here in America, man. That's what we asking, man. That's what we asking, Khan. That's what we asking. We're talking Solomon. We're talking the same Solomon that's rocking with the Book of Wisdom. Is this the same Solomon as Sylvanus till Texas? Genealogy never connects this, Solomon the builder, son of David the builder, or David Brabo, or Sylvanus Brabo, as David is also known as Soliman. Ka, because Soliman is a title of the Emperor of Soli, Prester. So his son is a Soliman, but these Solis are titles too. David is a title. Chola is a title. Dodge the titles to see clearly. Managa, do you see clearly? Is it the same Solomon that's right here in the promised land, of America? Who's popping off the wisdom, right? Because we got in Proverbs 4 that he's praying for mama, wisdom and understanding. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth, think of HaWah with a good heart and in simplicity of heart seek him, for he will be found of them that tempt him not, and shows himself unto such as do not trust him. For forward thoughts separate from God or HaWah and his power. When it is tried, reprove the unwise. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter. Mama ain't dealing with it. Nor dwell in a body that is subject unto sin. That means you always got the drop over them when you keep the code and they don't. But when when they got you hijacked, not keeping the code, then they, their maliciousness, their adversariness, right? Their opness, their maliciousness can trump you. But when you're in code, you don't have a malicious soul. When you're filled with Ama, you're filled with Abba, they can't rock with you. They can't touch you. But when you're not keeping a code, Mama can't even dwell in a body that is subject unto sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit. Ooh, the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, without mama, and will not abide when unrighteousness comes in. For wisdom is a loving spirit and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For HaWah is witness of his reins and a true beholder of his heart and a hearer of his tongue. For the spirit of HaWah fills the world, and that which contains all things has knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaks unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it is punished, pass by him. For inquisition may be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto HaWah for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. Yeah, remember, only to the unwise do they seem to die. You know. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of HaWah, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die. And their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Shalawah. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality, and having been a little chastised, you went through Jacob's trouble, right? They shall be greatly rewarded, for HaWah has proven them, man. HaWah proved them and found them worthy for himself. This is a proven ground, Managi. As gold in the furnace, as he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. You don't need to sacrifice no lamb or no sheep. You were the offering. You became the burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks. They try to radiate us with these towers, but we about to shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their power shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he has care for his elect, his anointed, his firstborn. Yeah, we back, man. We back. We are back. His firstborn has been anointed, highest of the kings of the earth. And the covenant and the mercy, Managa endures forever. And this reflects on the seed that's in code. Not any seed, but the seed that are code keepers will I make to endure forever as his throne, as the days of heaven. So, we'll take our time with this, but when we look at the Testament of Solomon, now we can see clearly is this Salima under Prester, child. And it's just happening right before the invasion of Genghis Khan in 1202, where everything got flipped. After our priesthood was already being destroyed by the more and more war. Which Solomon is this? Which Solomon is this, right? Which Solomon is in the forbidden histories of America? Which Solomon had the magic ring? And what did it mean to have authority over these dragons? Because are these the same dragons that belong to the Creator, that He sends to curse you or bless you? Okay. We're just investigating, asking the right questions for the dismount. Blessed art thou, O HaWah, who did give Solomon such authority. So HaWah gave Solomon authority. Glory to thee and might unto the ages. And behold, when the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built and the artificers were working thereat, Orneus the demon or dragon, I was going to say dragon and we're going to surf this way, right? So the Orneus the dragon came among them towards sunset, and he took away half of the pay of the chief deviser's little boy, as well as half his food. And he also continued to suck the thumb of his right hand every day, and the child grew thin, although he was very much loved by the king. So King Solomon called the boy one day and questioned him, saying, "Do I not love you more than all the artisans who are working in the temple of HaWah? Do I not give you double wages and a double supply of food? How is it that day by day and hour by hour thou grow so thin, grow thinner?" But the child said to the king, "I pray you, O king, listen to what has befallen all that thy child hath. After we are all released from our work on the temple of God, after sunset, when I lie down to rest, one of the evil demons comes, one of the hijack dragons comes, let's say, right, and takes away from me one half of my pay and one half of my food. Then he also takes hold of my right hand and sucks my thumb." My goodness. Oh, lo, my soul is oppressed, and my body waxes thinner every day. So when I, Solomon, heard this, I entered the temple of HaWah and prayed with all my soul night and day, that the dragon might be delivered into my hands, that I might gain authority over him. So he's trying to come to the defense of this child, right? So, and it came about through my prayer that grace was given to me from the Lord Sabaoth. Right? I had to say, what's this Sabaoth meaning? And they say, well, it just refers to the host of the armies. So like they say, Lord of hosts or Lord of the armies, right? So HaWah of all the armies, right? By Michael, his archangel, he brought me a little ring having a seal consisting of an engraved stone. Right now, it sounds like Infinity Stone. Now it sounds like Marvel for the dismount. And he said to me, "Take, O Solomon, king, son of David, the gift which HaWah has given you, the highest of the armies, or you authority of the armies, however you want to translate. With it, thou shalt lock up all dragons of the earth," right? Served away, male and female, with their help, thou shalt build up Jerusalem. So HaWah gave Solomon authority to control the dragons, the fiery flying serpents, to build up Jerusalem. But thou must wear this seal. All right. So this seal, which we got before, they got their magical seals, right? We don't know we don't know. We don't go around trying to invoke everything and this and that. We just call on the Creator, HaWah only, but understand that this magic, this whatever, this world is a magical place. Your Hebrew is also magic, believe it or not, right? So Its frequency, its energy, its vibration. It's the authority to control the vibration of these dragons of the earth, male and female. And with their help thou shalt build Jerusalem. But thou must wear this seal of HaWah, and this engraving of the seal of the ring sent thee is a pentalpha. All right. And I, Solomon, was overjoyed and praised and glorified the Creator of heaven and earth. And on the morrow I called the boy and gave him the ring and said to him, take this, and at the hour in which the demon shall come unto you, throw this ring at the chest of the demon and say to him, in the name of HaWah, King Solomon calls thee hither, and then do thou come running to me without having any misgivings or fear and respect of aught thou mayest hear on the part of the dragon. So the child took the ring and went off, and behold, at the customary hour, Ornes, the fierce dragon, came like a burning fire to take the pay from the child. But the child, according to the instructions received from the king, threw the ring at the chest of the dragon and said, King Solomon calls you hither. And then he went off at a run to the king, but the dragon cried out aloud, saying, Child, why have you done this to me? Take the ring off me. I will render to you the gold of the earth. Only take this off me and forbear to lead me away to Solomon. But the child said to the dragon, As HaWah of Israel lives, I will not brook thee. So come here. Get your butt over here. And the child came at a run, rejoicing to the king, and said, I have brought the dragon, O king, and thou didst command me, O my master, as thou commanded me. And behold, he stands before the gates of the court of your palace, crying out and supplicating with a loud voice, offering me the silver and the gold of the earth, if I will only bring him unto thee. Wow. And when Solomon heard this, he rose up from his throne and went outside into the vestibule of the court of his palace. And there he saw the dragon shuddering and trembling. And he said to him, Who are you? And the dragon answered, I am called Ornes. And we'll pick it up right here next time, man. We're just trying to understand Solomon's control over these dragons, because you can't be talking demons and something connected with Satan if Satan is just late to the party, boss. So who's commanding these demons if Satan is commanded by HaWah, presenting himself before HaWah? Who's commanding these dragons if they're under command of the Creator? And that's what it is. It's order over chaos, man. I said it's order over chaos, man. For the dismount, Prester 130. Man, what a classy flow, man. What a classic flow. We keep it classy around here, man. Prester John, legend, and his sources. Let's belly flop into a great letter, that describes the war between King David and Prester John, or excuse me, Genghis Khan and King David, Prester John, for the dismount. He was late to the meeting. All right, here we go. Marco Polo, Marvel, Book of the Marvels. And we say this is a Marvel character, right? For the dismount. Look at the dates, right? Back in the 1200s. Marco Polo famously traveled to Asia. Which one? We're talking Asia Major in the middle of the 13th century, Dark Ages. Returning to his native Italy, 1295. Where he was imprisoned. While incarcerated, he dictated his story to a romance writer named Rustichello of Pisa, who penned the text that became the basis for Marco Polo's fame. This book, full of exertions into the legendary, is a confused mixture. Okay, that's what they always say when they don't want us to believe it, right? of legitimate observation and entertaining invention. Stop. In this excerpt, Marco describes Genghis Khan killing Prester John. Now, did he kill Prester or did he kill his son? This is the confusion, right? Later, after Prester John, so just know that there's letters, real letters. This is a Marco Polo flow discussing this invasion. That Genghis Khan, who they didn't say he's a myth, so Prester can't be no myth. Because there's Marco Polo writing about that Genghis Khan killed Prester John. And now they hijacked the Khan, so he stole the Khan, right? Later, after Prester John had become associated with Ethiopia, early modern academic writers began to unravel the legend by arguing, based on these stories and Marco Polo, that Prester John was actually an Asian monarch. Such was the authority that Marco Polo's book carried, although distorted. The following excerpt does at points contain a veneer of factual historical events taking place in Western China in the 13th century. Where's China? Where's China? You know, and every time they talk Tartaria, Tatar, that's referring to the Genghis Khan faction of the Mongols for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Invading the priest king who they call Unk Khan. I'm just going to pick it up from here. So they didn't want to pay taxes. It's all the same right here. They all departed together, headed for the desert towards the north where Prester John could not harm them. And they rejoiced because no longer had they had to pay any tax. They didn't want to pay no tribute. HaWah to say he's the king of the earth, right? Psalms 89. Now, it happened that in the year 1187, right, David Soslan, all this stuff is happening from the incarnation of their hijack. The Tatars made one of them king in his name, and their language was Genghis Khan, so they made their own king. HaWah said, you got one king, one shepherd. No, we're going to make our own king because we don't want to be under Judah, right? And he was a man of great valor and great wisdom, great prowess. So here comes Genghis Khan. And indeed, I tell you that when this man was chosen as king, all the Tartars of the world who had spread throughout these foreign countries came to him and held him as Lord. He's the Christ, right? And this Genghis Khan maintained the kingdom well and nobly. What can I tell you? They became such a great... Remember, Marco Polo's writing this, and he's in the house of the Genghis Khan, so he has to write a favorable letter to Genghis about Genghis. You know, just remember who the author is. There became such a great multitude of Tatars there that it was marvelous. And when Genghis Khan saw they had such great people, he prepared them with bow and other weapons of theirs and went conquering, right? Genghis Khan conquering throughout certain other regions. And I tell you that they easily conquered 8 provinces, but he did not do anything bad to them, nor did he take their things, but he took them with him to conquer other people. And in this way, he conquered this great multitude of people, as you have heard. And this people, when they saw the good kingdom and the great kindness of that Lord, a great number of them willingly rallied to him. And when Genghis Khan had amassed such a great multitude of peoples which covered the whole world, he said that he wished to conquer a great part of the world. Here we go, Promised Land America. Then he sent his messengers to Prester John. And this was in the year 1200 from the birth of their JC. And right at that same year, 1200, this is where we're running right into the genealogy of Dawid. Huh? Huh? David is popping up right at this time, right? Solomon, right at this time, right? Prester John, right at this time, right? Just pay attention to the timeline. And remember the 3 major chronological time shifts for the dismount. So 1200, David, yeah. I mean, this is when it starts to really match up and we like, yo, Halal HaWah, we can't make this up. And he sent word to him that he wanted him to give him his daughter as a wife. And David's like, nah, man, like, I took you in. He was known as his godfather, conffather. But I ain't gonna make you a David. I'm not gonna give you my daughter, man. And when the Prester heard that Genghis ordered him to give his daughter as a wife, he was greatly outraged. This is what it's always over a woman, right? In one way or another. And he said, how can Genghis Khan ask my daughter as wife? Without great shame, does he not realize he is my vassal and my servant? He's acting like he's my equal, man. He tripping. Go back and tell him that I would rather have my daughter burnt than give her to him as a wife. Whoa. Tell him on my behalf I ought to put him to death if he acts like a traitor and a villain against his lord. Then he told the messengers to depart immediately from his presence and never. Man, this is Marco Polo writing this about Prester John, King David, and Genghis Khan. And his messengers heard this. They immediately departed. They went so far that they came to their lord and they told him everything that Prester had said, omitting nothing, all in order. Yeah, Genghis heard this. All that the Prester had done, his heart was so inflamed that it almost burst from within his breast. And I should tell you that he was a man of great power. And after a brief silence, he proclaimed in a voice so loud that every bystander could hear it that he would on no account retain his sovereignty if the insult that Prester John had done did not cost its maker dearer than any insult had ever cost any man. And he said he would soon show him that Prester John was in fact his vassal. And so he brought all his people together and made the greatest army in Managa. And this is the greatest world war, more and more, you ain't never heard about. Greatest army, which has ever been seen or heard of. He informed the Prester he was coming against him with all his forces so that he could defend himself as best he could. And when the Prester knew for certain that Genghis Khan was coming against him with such great people, he made a mockery of it. Oh, dang. Prester was unfazed. He made a mockery. He said, he thought of it as nothing, for he said that they were not men of arms, but nevertheless he said to himself inwardly that if he came, he would do everything in his power, that they would take him and put him to an evil death. So now it's on. Now it's on, right? And so he gathered all his people from lands far and wide. He made such a great army that no one has ever heard tell of a larger host. I told you, this is the greatest world war, more and more, you ain't never heard about. And in this way, as you have heard, the one people was set up against the other. And why should I tell you a long story? You should know that in truth, Genghis Khan with all his people came to a wide and beautiful plain called Tandu. Tangu, right? Tangu, which belonged to Prester John, and there he made camp. And I tell you that they were such a great multitude of people that no one could know their number. Greatest war, more and more. You never heard of Dark Ages, 1200. And there he heard the news that Prester John was coming. And he was glad because that was a beautiful and large plain, large enough for battle. And for this reason, he waited there and greatly desired his coming so that he could join battle with him. But now the story no longer speaks of Genghis Khan and his men and returns to Prester John and his men. I mean, it's another great place to pick up as well, Managa, because it's going deeper into the more and more war. This is a continuation of the biblical wars, man. Confederacy, Psalms 83, right? The story goes that when Prester John knew that Genghis Khan was coming against him with all his people, he went against him with all his people, and they went so far that they came to the plain of Tandu or Tangu, and there they made camp 20 miles distant from that of Genghis Khan, and both sides rested so that they could be fresh and ready on the day of battle. And again, it says Tangu, Tangut, also known as the Western Shia. And aren't the Olmec also called the Shi, a sovereign state centered on what now the Western Chinese provinces of Gansu. Nah, man, we talking Tangu, right? T-A-N-G-U-T. And what do we have on this familiar map of India, Superior, my cons, America, Florida, India Superior, T-A-N-G-U-T. The R means regnum or kingdom. And this was the kingdom of Prester John in Upper Canada, which is also connected to the kingdom of Prester John in Cathay, right? Four corners. All this is connected. All this is one of the Indias under King David, Prester John. T-A-N-G-U-T. Florida, Tangu. Mexico, Mexico, China, India, Cathay. Managa, this is Romani territory. This is Promised Land. This is Kalalus, Cathay, India Superior, Tangu, T-A-N-G-U-T, T-A-N, Managa, G-U-T. So they're letting you know on the maps that it's also called Western Shia, where X marks the spot. We got Tangu next to Florida and Mexico, boss, for the dismount. That is what they're also calling Tandu. And this is where that war popped off in the Tandu. And this is when, Genghis had to get his astronomers, his oracles to help him, see what the situation gonna be. And when so his oracle pretty much said, hey man, it looks good, go ahead and invade. Go ahead and read the drop, get the drop, click the links. Then 2 days later, both sides armed themselves and fought each other bitterly. And the battle was so great that its like has never been seen. The greatest war, more on more, Managa. Never been seen. Heavy losses were sustained on both sides. But in the end, Genghis Khan won the battle. In this battle, Prester John was killed. And from that day, Genghis Khan was constantly attacking that land. Which land? America, man. Tangu, right? Now you got Mangi or Manku, which connects with this, Inca flow. And we ask the question, is this Inca flow connected with the Genghis flow? For the dismount. So Prester was killed, they say. And from that day, Genghis Khan was constantly attacking that land which he held before he died. And I say to you that Genghis Khan reigned for 6 years after this battle and conquered many castles and many provinces. But at the end of these 6 years, he went to a castle called Gaigu, Caagiu. And there he was wounded by an arrow to the knee. From this blow, he was killed. And this was a great shame, for he was a noble and wise man. Now I have told you how the Tartars selected their first ruler, that being Genghis Khan, and I have also recounted how they first defeated Prester John. Now I will tell you about their clothes and customs. Managa, this is Prester John, the legend and its sources connect you to the forbidden histories of America. And since we're talking Tangu, we're talking forbidden histories of America. You can't tell me there's no connection between Solomon the builder and King Solomon with the same ships of Solomon or swan boats. You can't tell me there ain't no connection between Babar, Bravo, Dawi, the Toltecs, the American Empire of Kalalus. Promised land. And we still talking America, which is probably why Genghis Khan is invading Prester John in India. Superior, boss. And who is Prester John? This has been the 130th installment of the Prester John, your Prester John investigation, because you've been seeking, you've been searching, you've been keeping it cold, KTC. Yeah, because we've been a long time without a Khan. Afterwards, shall we return and seek our Creator, KTC, MHOE, and Kandawi as we come trembling to HaWah in humility and His goodness in the end of days. The water my cons for surfing this wave, 9 above the barrier, and India superior. This is where they found us, cons. Definition of American, 1828. Copper color cons here. This is what the Doomed Diverses 1452 is about, seeking, searching us out, vanquishing us, and putting us in perpetual servitude. This is what Columbus was looking for when he invaded. He got lost in India. No, he found India. Cathay, China, Tangu, the promised land. Look out for the 131st installment, my noggin. You know, one day at a time, my noggin. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just stop trampling the code. Just stop trampling the code. Put the Most High first, no other powers. No vanity on HaWah's name. Keep your Shabbat, get your rest day on. No killing, no stealing from each other. It's the tribal code. No adultery. No false witnessing, my noggin. No bearing false witness on your noggins. No covenants on your noggins. Keep your oaths. No adultery. We do that. We're running to and fro. Sparking off, man. Sparking off. Wisdom of Solomon, God. We do that. We are sparking off, right? We are reaching maximum pop-offness, my noggin. It's time for us to reach our maximum pop-offness again. To be worthy. To be found worthy. To run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Halal HaWah. Stay up. Suit up, my noggin. Keep the code and always choose up. Shalom, guys. ThaWaDa. Halal HaWah.